In his decades-long run as a wrestling manager, Heenan oversaw a group of premier villains across numerous organizations, but under one unifying banner. Snooty champions, rugged outlaws, unflinching brutes, pristine athletes, and looming giants alike all fell under the tutelage of Bobby Heenan, wreaking havoc on pro wrestling's heroes throughout North America. And no matter when and where these heels
See how many we pull in.
all claim membership.
We got 10 on the opening. 11. 414 DA. 10 more. 10 more. Get us what? Get us $1 start right here. If you got followers, share the stream. Tag a friend. Welcome in.
By the early 70s, Heenan had proven in various
Otherwise, we'll go request and run.
Organizations graced by Heenan's fiendish musings included Vergania.
We may even start at Mr. Fuji. I don't know. Depends.
The latter was especially impressive, as Muchnick notoriously frowned upon managers, but made an exception for Bobby Heenan because he could get anybody over. Though well-travelled and sought after, Heenan decided to make the AWA his one-stop promotion in 1974. It was with this full-time run that Heenan first assembled the Brute Squad that would become known as the Heenan family. The first incarnation of the family was a true all-star team. There was Nick Bockwinkel, the aristocratic and supremely confident star athlete that out-wrestled and outsmarted opponents at every turn. Contrasting Bockwinkel was his regular partner, Tripler Ray Stevens, a genuine wild man known for his exuberant bumps and lawless brawling style. Speaking of lawless, this first version of the family welcomed a pair of outlaws in the form of the Texas-born Bobby Duncan and the 6'5" Blackjack Lanza. With Heenan leading the charge, all four men netted championship gold in the AWA. Odd couple Bockwinkel and Stevens had already reigned twice previously.
Welcome in. Welcome in.
They owned the third reign in '74 when they defeated.
Any requests? Though requests out. Who you looking for?
For 10 months with the belts before dropping them to Crusher and Bruiser, which allowed for Duncan and Lanza to lasso the belts.
Titles. You got titles.
The biggest coup for the Heenan family came in front of 6,300 fans in St. Paul, Minnesota on November 8, 1975. There, Bockwinkel ended the 7+ year reign of Bookerman Vergania.
There's a scan. See something in there you want, call it out.
Heenan to claim managership of a recognized world champion for the first time ever. And it was in the AWA that Heenan adopted his famed nickname.
Zoom in.
Previously known as
Umaga in there.
The star advisor had to come up with a new handle because Larry Hennig had all too recently used Pretty Boy for himself. As the story goes, Heenan prompted Bockwinkel and Stevens for help coming up with his new nickname, and Stevens offhandedly said, "Hey, you're the brain here, you figure it out." And so, Bobby the Brain Heenan was born. It's a good one as well, Bobby the Brain. Very concise with the alliteration there. Hopefully the Crippler got a royalty or two for that. On the flip side of things, though, Heenan's derisive Weasel nickname was also...
There's your scan.
After the Bruiser referred to him as such.
Check the store. You want a closer look, check the store, or throw request out.
During promos with Heenan, and soon enough, fans throughout the AWA circuit who were chanting Weasel, Weasel at Bobby. And Heenan was the perfect Weasel.
That's Taboo right there. 60.
In their wars with Kanye, Sonny Greg, Jim Brunzell, Crusher, Bruiser, and any and all AWA babyfaces that opposed them. Some fans actually went beyond that simple intake of Heenan. In January '75, one fan...
Ric Flair, yeah, there's Flair there.
...actually fired a gun at the Brain. The manager was unharmed, but several ringside fans were injured in the melee. And Heenan did more than just manage. He often wrestled in tag team bouts alongside his clients, while also subjecting himself to singles.
Oh, there's Flair there too.
The Garnier, Brunzell, Wahoo McDaniel, Crusher, and even face-turned Stevens all got...
Do I have a prototype Cena? No.
On a number of occasions.
But I got Super Mario Cena and this one.
He decided to leave the AWA, feeling he'd been with the promotion a little bit too long. To explain his sudden...
PG-13, 41, 4DA, Hysteria, all in the VIP. Returning customers. What's up, y'all? How much you want to tag, bro? What's up, B-Merge? Returning customer. Y'all know y'all all get money off. What's up, Raya? Got 5 returning customers in the building.
Included the ruthless masked superstar, whom WWE fans would come to know as Demolition.
Tag belts. If you're talking about this one,
Ex-football star Big Cat
The 90s.
cornerstone of the Georgia version, as well as unconventional killer Carl Cox.
You're saying run it. You want two of them?
Like with the AWA, Heenan also took to remain in Georgia, ending up on the wrong side of beatings dished out by Tommy Rich.
You want two or you want one?
And even a visitor on the Giant. Though Superstar and Cox both held the Georgia heavyweight title under Heenan's tutelage, Heenan departed the promotion within 1 year of his arrival. There were clashes with Anderson the Booker, whom Heenan claimed worked everybody half to death with a hellish schedule and treated people poorly. Fed up with Anderson, Heenan...
I gave 2 pairs away, so this down to my last pair, so he's going to run for 18.
Upon meeting up with Gagne's group once more, Heenan reunited with Bockwinkel and Stevens, while also taking on Pat Patterson and Super Destroyer Mark II, future Sergeant Slaughter, as clients. Eventually, the group also brought in Olympic strongman Ken Patera and the unflinchingly tough Masa Saito. One of Heenan's early rivals was a fellow manager, Lord Alfred Hayes, after Heenan stole Destroyer away from him. The two fought bitterly from late 79 to mid-1980, when Hayes left the territory after being kayfabe run off by the Brain. Bockwinkel was still in the same World Championship reign at the time Heenan returned, although he would lose the belt back to the middle-aged Vern Gagne in 1980. Bockwinkel got it back the following year, but only because Vern retired.
Let me see. Who am I talking to, though? Who said run that? Hysteria, returning customers, $3 off. 15 for the belt.
Also in this period, Bockwinkel picked up the AWA Southern Heavyweight title for a few weeks as part of a Memphis excursion. New family member Patera captured AWA's International Heavyweight title on 2 occasions in 1983. During the AWA revival, Heenan continued his wrestling exploits in the ring, oftentimes getting humiliated.
I got a lot of tag teams to go with those belts, too. Who held them? Steiners. I got $5 basics. A few. I can run some $5 basics. I don't do the $2. You know, Whatnot take their cut. That'll leave the Whatnot seller with about 75 cents. I don't got 75-cent figures. I like being artistic and making customs, and I'm more into the $100 figures. So that answers that for you. How much on Stone Cold? You see, he got the Smoking Skull belt. He's all decked out. He got the cooler that opens. He got ice, extra beer in there. 2 belts. All he is missing is one of the, I think what's his third belt? That's 2 of the belts from that he would carry in defining moments. That $100 box figure. This is Ultimate, so off the shorts. I'm thinking about 80 to get you Stone Cold. Everything. Extra hands, all accessories. You know, the belt go alone, 50 alone, so that means you're paying 30 for everything else. So I think that's a deal. Look at that. Extra chain. Ice and bears, 3 bears. You can have a bear with Sandman.
This is really rich.
It's up to you. Up to you. Oh, it's actually Nutri-Rich. Otherwise, he's just a traffic stopper. Looks real good.
Wait, what are you?
Yep, we lost a few of the dollar people. Get them out of here. Refresh the room. Some Build-A-Figures. Suited Triple H's. Is that B-Merge? B-Merge, you still here? No. Somebody had me make that bald Triple H in a black suit. But they didn't grab him yet. I can't remember who. What's up, Jay Perez?
Instead of the future governor, the first client then in Heenan's WWF family was the near 7-foot Big John Studd. One of the more prolific monsters tested their might against Hogan. Studd was a sizable foundation.
Somebody need a grill set backstage. Backstage had the figures grilling. Perfect scale.
Studd dependably answered the group with a very credible hit. But machine acquisitions didn't have quite the same shelf life.
There it is. Perfect scale for the figures. I sold a few of those. I see people doing it now. They're hip to it.
into the role of the masked executioner. Patera, meanwhile,
Let me know. Shout out request. Who you looking for? You need a Mr. Fuji. You need a demolition. You want the whole set.
Alongside Patera, forcibly cut Andre the Giant's hair in an early 1985 angle. The payoff from that saw Andre wager his career against Stud and Heenan's $15,000 in a body slam challenge at WrestleMania 1. Andre won, but the feud between these two
Got some
managers
Steiners.
continued. The next wave of fortifications was also quite short-lived. The eccentric missing link, whom Heenan admitted to
Nasties.
only spent a couple of months in the family.
More Steiners. Some Heart Foundation. A couple of tag teams laid out.
In the autumn of 1985, per storyline, Heenan traded Link and Adonis to fellow manager Jimmy Hart in exchange for another weighty bruiser. King Kong Bundy was an instant fit alongside Heenan and Stud, as the two super heavyweights quickly became...
All he missing is an Austin hat.
Hogan, Andre, Junkyard Dog, and an now
You got the soft gold chain on.
Also challenged Hogan for the WWF title.
Soft shorts. 2 belts. What's the other belt that he carried? Is it the Winged Eagle? Had to be the Winged Eagle.
Over the ensuing 10 months. They lose Big John Studd when he left WWF in late 1986, but the new wave more than made up for his loss. Though now 43 years old and dressed as a king of dubious aristocracy, Harley Race added deeper credibility to the family in May 86. 2 months later, Orndorff carried out one of the greatest heel turns in history when he...
I got a custom shirt for him.
Against Studd and Bundy.
Or his ultimate shirt. Actually, he'll come with 2 shirts. He's just all decked out. You need an Austin? You get that one, you won't need another one. You could change his clothes and shit.
Following the angle where, during the actual contract purchase, both men demonstrated their shady, untrustworthy side.
The belts vary. That's a $50 belt right there. So, of course, all of them are not the same price. Just tell me which one you want, and we'll talk about it. That's the Owen Hart belt.
And now the Giant demanded his title shot at the Pontiac Silverdome in front of a reported 93,000 fans. WrestleMania 3 was a mixed...
I have 2 of the SmackDown tag titles. Somebody was looking for those one day. I couldn't find the second one, but I found it.
Bizarre 6-man tag team match, which also involved many wrestlers. In the main event, with Heenan wearing a resplendent white tuxedo, Hogan famously...
I meant to go live when that stream had 130 people in it, but I'm a little late. Who need that new Mr. Fuji? Nobody need Fuji to go with their demolition. You young bucks, y'all don't know Mr. Fuji was the demolition manager. I think I'm gonna open one. He also managed. He also managed Barbarian and Ming, Faces of Fear. I think he managed Warlord and Barbarian, Powers of Pain. He had a lot of good tag teams. One of the original managers, him, Bobby Heenan. Bobby Heenan had the Heenan family. Any Ric Flair? Yeah, of course it's Flair's. We got this Flair. We got Elite 92 Flair with the yellow and green for 30. This one is 30. That one is about 80. The Final Moments, Black Robe. This one you probably won't see too much of.
The Brain dubbed him the Red Rooster to illustrate the point that he...
A lot of him naked with no robe.
Oh, and Heenan sold Hercules to Ted DiBiase because DiBiase wanted to have his own slave. Don't look at me. I'm just reporting what happened. Today for a chance at $1 million every year.
What's up, P. Durr?
Big day. Be calm. Keep your composure.
So I got 3 Ric Flairs. There's a basic Flair, but he's about to be something else.
What does victory sound like? 1, 2, 3.
What happened. As all of this was going on, Heenan maintained a ubiquitous presence on WWF television, broadcasting alongside on-screen rival and
Turd Catalan. Nice smile, thank you. Yeah, let me see if I can find the other. There he is.
And one that was extremely hard to outright boo or hate. Lacking a true tag team after the Islanders split, the Heenan family added former horsemen Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard that autumn, together to the Brainbusters. By early '89, Brewster had enough of Heenan's paternalistic management and initiated efforts to split.
I think I feel a little Ric Flair coming on. Woo!
WrestleMania 5 proved to be a historic night for the family because it marked, after a whopping 4.5 years, the first championship any member won in the WWE.
Custom shirt, Elite 92, I think. 92. Elite 92 Flair. Fresh out the box. Extra hands. So that's 3 different Flairs we got. There's little Nate. Flair's understudy. He's going for 100 already.
Rick Rude lost his belt back to Warrior at SummerSlam with the help of a new
2 little Natures.
in the form of the returning Roman Titan. And Blanchard and Anderson got the tag
Couple females.
Before formally giving their notice.
I know who that is. I don't know who this is. What's her name, guys?
Collectively known as the Colossal Connection, beat Demolition to bring the tag belts back to a now smaller family. But in
Who is she? Who's she, Spidey?
Acquired the Barbarian, following a quiet split of the Powers of Pain tag team. After Andre and Hakeem lost the belts back to Demolition at WrestleMania 6,
nobody knows her.
Heenan accosted Andre and got pummeled for it. This was Andre the Giant's last real
sensational Sherry, boy.
Turning face at the end of his active Federation run. Down to just Rude, Haku, and Barbarian, Heenan restocked after with Mr. Perfect, who quickly won the vacant IC title in a tournament final over Tito Santana. Unfortunately, 4 went back down to 3 in the autumn when Rude left the WWF following a pay dispute. Mr. Perfect exchanged the IC title with Perry Von
That's what we got for ladies.
Before holding it for much of 1991. During that reign, Heenan sold Perfect's contract to the short-lived incoming manager John.
We got Molly Holly too.
Before eventually setting Barbarian and 1 foot out the door Haku free. But in real life,
Boom dying down. That's fine too. Y'all should be all shopped out from all the overpaying and the dollar start streams.
Though 2 major incoming names are considered Heenan clients. One of them was Ric Flair, for whom Heenan was cast as an advisor from afar. Flair's winning of the WWF title at the 1992 Royal Rumble gives Heenan some claim to managing the WWF champion, the only men's belt in the company that had eluded him to that point. But a year later, with Flair on the out and after falling out with associate Mr. Perfect, Heenan brought Lex Luger to the WWF as the narcissist. Aside from introducing Luger to the Federation audience, Heenan did little more than cheer.
Where's my boy, C4?
Before Lex's eventual face turn that July. And it's worth mentioning, while we're talking about cheerleading, that commentary performance at the announcement. Calling the group a stable wouldn't be brain, as he hated the term, feeling it better described as a haven for fly-infested horses. He insisted that his men didn't comprise a stable, they comprised a family. And that family wasn't always seen together the way that, the Bloodline or the Four Horsemen or many other collectives do. Sometimes there will be a group beatdown of a specific Heenan target, or they might congregate together when one of them won a championship, like the Brainbusters in '89, but mostly they were singular-minded heels that all happened to share the same.
Showing the blue one, that's Network Spotlight showing. He comes with the red ladder. That's a custom shirt he's wearing, custom belly showing shirt. With the title, his ladder. I'll say 40. No belt, I do him 30 with the ladder and the shirt. No charge on the shirt. Network Spotlight, Shawn Michaels, look him up. Complete. It's elite. He's elite.
Bobby the Brain Heenan goes down as one of a kind in the business of imitators. There have been great managers, punchable heels, funny personalities.
Got more Shawns too. Let me see. Oh shit, I don't know where it's at now. Got Shawn with black pants. Got Shawn with red pants.
Everybody says violent oratory. For the better part of 2 decades, wrestling's best and brightest stars found themselves either in the Heenan family or
There's another showing.
at the center of so much rich,
He has chaps the same color as this. They're like rubber. They go over. I have them too. They're in there somewhere. If it sells, it'll come with them. It's another showing right here. This one could be 30. The blue one would be 32 without the belt. OTC Roman in the back. In the back. In a box? Was it in a box? In the back. In the background. Where? I don't see him. Oh, this one. 25. 25. I'll put in his ponytail head too if you want to switch the head. We got his belt too with his. I think his name is on the side plate.
When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side. There's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. Edward Jones Financial Advisor Lenny Bakken, CFP, can help. Check out Lenny's Facebook page at edwardjones.com/Lenny Bakken.
Let me know.
Lenny.Bakken@edwardjones.com or call 1-877-597-2661 for a free 15-minute consultation. That's Lenny Bakken, LENNYBAKKEN. He's a good friend of the show, Something to Wrestle With, and he says happy holidays from Lenny Bakken and Edward Jones. Edward Jones, making sense out of investing. Member SIPC.
The following program is an MLWRadio.com production. From the territories to Titan Towers to TNA and all points in between, he's seen and done it all. And now, he's here to share the real story behind wrestling's biggest moments, controversies, and characters. The MLW Radio Network presents Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to Something to Wrestle With. Bruce Pritchard. How are you today, man?
It is colder than a witch's you-know-what here in Friendswood, Texas.
Well, it's not much warmer here in Huntsville, Alabama, and this is our Christmas Eve, is that a thing, edition of Something to Wrestle With Bruce Pritchard. And
Something to wrestle with.
Exactly how I expected. You want to go ahead and give a concession speech now?
This is bullshit. There's my concession speech. I demand a recount, and I'm going to work on getting my electoral college in order to go back, recount all of the votes, and we'll see what happens when the electoral college makes their vote.
Houston Wrestling loses again. So does the SmackDown after 9/11, also from Houston, loses again. So does Shotgun Saturday Night. Runaway victory this week, just in time for Christmas. It's an absolutely perfect edition of Something to Wrestle With Bruce Pritchard, and I'm pretty excited about this, as I think a lot of our listeners are, obviously based on the poll results. Mr. Perfect was a one-of-a-kind guy, and we're going to get into that in great detail. But before we do, let's kind of circle back to last week's episode, where we covered the 1997 Royal Rumble. Bruce, what was the feedback that you got from the show?
Jack Mehoff.
My feedback was good.
Mehoff.
I don't read the negative stuff.
Well, I think it's obvious that we have a hit with No Yob. And
What's up, Nate Hoff?
And grab your t-shirt at prowrestlingtees.com/Bruce Pritchard. But I think a lot of folks were kind of polarized with our business.
Let me know what you want to see. We got those new Mr. Fuji's, the Demolition to go with them.
Ticket pricing and the strategies behind that, and
no Enzo, no.
And just what all goes into promoting.
Lots of teams, tag teams, and 98 Steiners, Nasty Boys, some Heenan family.
Wouldn't you agree? I would, and I think that
Blade Runners, Power and Glory, Custom, Little Nate's Ref, Build-A-Figure, $2 basics. I think you came here earlier. I told you I don't do the $2 stuff. I got some $5 basics. You want some $5 basics?
Talking about the post 9/11 show. And I was explaining to him why I felt that would be an interesting show, and he was fascinated.
Somebody got you open. $2 basic, man.
Business end of what took place what had to take place to make that show a reality. And
not a lot. It's only a few of them. Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan, you want those? You need him? Start there. $2 basics. They cost $15 in the store.
Well, it's all a bit much with the gutter rats now, isn't it? Yet you have to admire their daring, really. Like that old stray.
I do $100 figures. You're not gonna like me, so.
In the archives?
Yes.
$60 and $80 figures. Elite One Undertakers and shit like that. Red Roosters. Think the Clowns. Ric Flairs. Defining Moments. Black Robes. Goldberg entrance grades. Hall of Fame Warriors. Bundys. Owen Harts.
Up top, the corpos test for purity. Down here, we only test for a pulse. You push past the vanilla rings and the clean coat districts, down into the stag and slaggies. That's where you'll find me, soldering new gods in the gutter.
Dirty.
Soul engineer for the modern.
Fresh out the box. Extra hands. Soft good attire.
Sticky wet wear that cleaves to the tip of your iron. But nah, that's just blowing.
Only Batista I got is 3-pack Batista.
Crawling elbow deep.
$30.
Scraping out the rock. Hoping the ego don't.
to make that show a reality. And you delved in and asked questions that I either choose to answer or not.
Well, I like that your promo on the show.
Big Show who? This one? $110.
Let's talk about a couple of different questions that we got on Twitter. I'm sure we missed a few. We'll try to circle back. But one of them that I got a lot of is, hey, you didn't ever break down, how the finish got changed and whose idea it was to have kind of the screw job finish with Austin winning after being eliminated, but the ref not seeing it. You kind of broke down in great detail that you and Pat put this one together. I just assumed that was Pat's idea.
The change of the finish was probably Vince's idea, and the whole reasoning behind it was for us to get to Brett and Steve at WrestleMania.
Sure.
So that was the reason we left those two in there.
Now you say that, but at that time, not to put holes here and go into a whole other Rumble 97 show. The plan at Royal Rumble 97 was not to get Brett and Steve at WrestleMania. It was to get Shawn.
Hardy's can't stay in stock. As soon as you get them, they're sold. I got some on the way though. Hardy's on the way. Jeff Hardy's.
The plan was to get to Brett and Shawn. Yes.
Okay. Well, we've talked enough about that. We'll circle back. Kind of talk us through payoffs for the Royal Rumble. I know you're not Jim Cornette and you don't have a ledger in front of you that says exactly what everybody got paid top to bottom. But that was a pretty interesting question. Hey, there's a quick elimination.
Let's dress up.
In the Royal Rumble.
Let's dress up. Owen Hart.
Bushwhacker Luke is in and out. Luke the second in 97. Lawler was in and out. Mark Gunn was in and out. Did those guys get a smaller payday because their contribution to the match was smaller, or is that not necessarily the case?
Everything for sale. Everything you see. Little Nate. You talking about this ref or Danny Davis? Yeah, C4. That curtain call 4-pack has arrived. I don't know if you wanted it today or there's Diesel. This is when they all hugged and they cried. You told me you wanted to grab them. The first one. You know what that is. Stop playing silly. That's that $100 Little Nate right there. Little Nature boy. Playing like you don't know who it is so you can see if I know who it is. To see how much I'm going to run it for. Little Nate, build a figure. $100. There's two of them.
Instead of giving you the poll topics for next week, we'll give you the hashtag to use to get you involved. Go ahead and kind of pick Bruce's brain.
If you just need a referee, anybody, that means you just need a ref shirt that you can put on anybody. I got to sell you a ref shirt. I think I got a loose ref shirt. But, oh, I thought it was you that told me you wanted it when it came in. All right. I must have been wrong. Got those Mr. Fuji's, brand new Mr. Fuji's to go with Demolition. Let me know, guys. Let me know.
Golden eras of the World Wrestling Federation, the 1980s is when
got some Heenan family here. Suited Perfect, Bobby Heenan, Andre. Rick Rude was part of the family. King Kong Bundy, part of the family. Harley Race, part of the family. I got him too.
If you're looking for a last minute, and I mean last minute, perfect Christmas present for the wrestling fan in your life.
Yeah, somebody was like, yeah, when the other two come in, I'll need that. I thought it was you. My bad, C4. Scanner Lewis is going to be tough. It's in there. If you see something in there you want, let me know.
Bruce and I will be there. We'll have a guest there. It's going to be the most interactive live show ever, and it won't be taped. It's the very first live something to wrestle with.
That's about 80 elites right there. I don't know how many this is.
Notarib.com. Notarib.com. And it's kind of fitting that we're talking
There's
about
Owen. Complete Heart Foundation.
Kurt Hennig on the poll today. Bruce, when I say Kurt Hennig, I say Mr. Perfect, what's the first thing that springs to your mind?
Any more old grails?
It's not red.
I got an Elite 23 Macho Man over there. That's Elite 23 Macho.
He was probably one of the greatest natural talents I've had the pleasure of being around.
Elite 23.
What I want to do here is kind of give a little bit of a preamble for what led to Kurt being the wrestling superstar that he became with the WWF, and then we'll do a little post as well. Similar to what we
got Gangrel custom.
If you enjoy these type of biographical looks at an individual guy,
Gangrel's not really that macho right there. I think that's Elite 30. Elite 30, Elite 28. Is that Elite 38? That's Elite 1 Undertaker.
And Minnesota's a big part of his story. He was one of 5 children. His dad,
You like the belts? Let me know.
And he was the middle of 3 boys. His older brother was the better amateur wrestler, and his younger brother tried pro wrestling too, but it just didn't work out. Bruce, for those of our younger listeners
It's the Owen Hart belt.
Who may not be familiar, tell everybody a little bit about.
I'm about to put like 3 belts on Owen to help him sell. Maybe a jacket and some belts.
Larry Hennig was a legitimate badass. He had the nickname The Axe.
What else was I about to show?
Line that he used as a finish. My first exposure to Larry Hennig.
Oh, here's a grill. Entrance great Goldberg.
With Harley Race. It was Handsome Harley Race and later Mad Dog
Goldberg.
Harley Race.
How many belts? I never counted them.
Were a great tag team. I remember them in the Amarillo territory. And he was just he wasn't fat. He was just big.
No problem, C4. Thanks for popping in.
He was just a big monster of a man.
Entrance great Goldberg. That's when they come with the speaker. You push the button, the music plays. He's elite. He's got the belt.
I don't know why that always came to mind whenever I thought of Larry the Axe Hennig, but he was a big,
like an old Triple H. I like that Triple H.
His son Kurt, Mr. Perfect, was start wrestling at 6 years old, and Robbinsdale High School.
There's Mail Away. That's the OG Mail Away Triple H with the ponytail. Gray suit.
Including guys like Larry Hennig and even Vern Gagne. Other wrestlers you may have heard of, like the Z-Man Tom Zink, Nikita Koloff, Ravishing Rick Rude, John Nord, who played the Berserker, and Barry Darsall, who was the Repo Man and Crusher Khrushchev and Demolition Smash. They all went to Robbinsdale High School. So while
Patrick Malone, what was your next question? You want to buy all the belts? That's why you're counting them up.
WF as a heel against then champion Pedro Morales. And in his junior year of school, Kurt moved to Arizona when his dad tried to start his own territory.
Oh, I sell them if you gonna pay for them. I sell them.
He was back home for his senior year when the family moved back. Bruce, do you remember the rumors? And
thinking
Larry was thinking about
defining moments. Any defining moments. Defining moments. Ric Flair Chase right there. Black robe. Very hard to get your hands on the robe.
As an amateur, Kurt won about as many as he lost.
Blue trunks. Belt added to him. Defining moments. Defining moments. Hogan. Original. These are originals. The moments Hogan. Soft good chain plus his regular chain. Bandana. And there's his belt. The triangle belt. Hogan complete. Flair complete. Yeah, these are OG defining moments. The originals. So Hogan and Flair. I think that's it for defining moments. I got entrance great Goldberg, Hall of Fame Warrior. Similar lines, but not the same thing. Got those new Mr. Fuji's. Fresh out the Mattel truck. Demolition. You know, he was their manager. 2000s Brock. That might be who you're looking for.
It kind of made it a productive afternoon. I grabbed some random things we've been
You talking young Brock? There he is.
Yes, we pretty much did a free-for-all and they had a really hard time choosing. But it did feel like a win all around because I was able to grab what I needed and stay price conscious.
That's a smiling, look like a almost screaming Brock. But I got the screaming Brock ultimate head. If you want to switch the head, I'll sell the head with him. Somebody ran the stream. I think somebody just sold like 20 Brocks back to back to back to back, all different eras. That dude's got to be the GOAT. Fig selling.
That's a big deal just in life right now. So, yeah, I mean, when I talk about being married for 23 years, people go, huh? To the same woman? Yeah. It's a long time, I guess.
What opinion do you remember about?
That's because Bruce Pritchard played around. The wife is a cover-up. Heard stories about him.
But Lenise was really, really nice. Probably still is. I haven't seen her, talked to her many, many years, but a really sweet, down-to-earth lady from the Midwest.
After high school, Kurt played football at a junior college, and then he made the decision to give wrestling a shot. So he went to Vern Gagne's camp, like his dad before him. And on the WWE-produced DVD on Mr. Perfect, Greg Gagne says that Larry would even bring Kurt to the training sessions when he was a little boy. Anyway, Kurt wound up training with Brad Reagans for about a year. So while Kurt is training to become a wrestler, he became a father. Joseph Curtis Henning was born in October 1979. We all know him now as Curtis Axel. And Kurt made his wrestling debut in January of 1980 for the AWA. Before we move on here, Bruce, kind of tell everybody what the reputation of Vern Gagne's Hell Camp was and what reputation, Brad Reagans had in the business.
Well, Vern Gagne was a amateur, he was national champion, he was on the Olympic wrestling team, and Vern was one of those old school guys that used to like to stretch whoever wanted to come in and learn to be a pro wrestler. You'd have a lot of pro football players or tough guys that thought, well, I can do that, that looks easy, all that fake stuff. Vern would bring them into the camp, get them in the ring. First of all, you blow them up by having them do about 10,000 Hindu squats, run 5 miles, and a lot of calisthenics. And now let's hit the ropes and let's wrestle. And Vern would stretch him. And people say, why did he stretch him? The answer is because he could. And Vern would that was his way of teaching people respect for the business right off the bat. And then you take a guy like Brad Reagans, another Olympian that was an incredible amateur wrestler, and Brad had a time that he was also a professional wrestler, but Brad was a trainer, and Brad was a tough trainer and followed the same regime that regiment, if you will, that Vern did. He would take guys, stretch them, and beat out those that they felt weren't tough enough to be in the professional wrestling business.
So after working for the AWA territory for a bit, Kurt gets a chance to work Madison Square Garden for Vince Sr. in June of '81 against Johnny Rodz, who we all know would later go on to become one of the more respected trainers around. On the WWE DVD, they actually showed back at the Garden in September of '81. Kind of ironic considering what he's known for. His opponent, Mr. Fuji. I found that to be hilarious. Two of the best riggers of all time in the ring for one.
Mr. Fuji getting talked about.
Anyway, he's working this loop with his dad, and eventually his dad decides to go back to Minnesota, but Kurt stays. And during this time, he's actually building.
Should we open one?
Bruce, I'm sure we'll cover this later, but do you remember any ribs between?
I think we gotta open one. You got that.
Feels like these two guys had to be all over each other.
Build the Bob Backlund in there.
I'm horrible at remembering ribs when asked. I think the best rib from Mr. Fuji was Steve Taylor, who was the photographer for the WWF magazine. And all the boys told Steve that on his first international trip, be careful of Fuji. Whatever you do, watch your bag at all times. Don't ever take your
They talking about Mr. Fuji.
Don't sleep on the plane. Don't take your shoes off. Don't sleep on the plane. None of that. And Steve spent 2 weeks overseas with Fuji, just anxiety beyond belief, wondering when he was going to get ribbed. And at the end of the tour, on the way back, Fuji asked Steve, how was your trip? And he said, well,
all these years, man, he never had a figure.
I was
Crazy.
scared to death of what you were going to do. And Fuji just laughed and, Mr. Fuji, best rib, no rib. And that kind of... didn't do shit to him the whole time, but Steve was scared the entire time.
I think I gotta open one.
Best rib, no rib.
$50 boy right there.
Would go on to get Kurt hooked up with Don Owens, and Kurt had a tag title run with his dad in Oregon. It only lasted a few days, but he still got an opportunity to do it. I don't know that we've talked about Buddy Rose much on the show before, besides the blowaway diet.
I think if I open a Fuji, I'm going to open the Demolition.
When his weight kind of got out of control. How good of a performer was Buddy Rose?
Buddy Rose was not a good performer. He was a great performer. And when you think about the old territory system where guys used to go in and stay.
Interview left me speechless. It's bigger than natural selection and the theory of relativity.
What you will hear is really the most amazing talk
All these elites here. We got no action. We need customers. That's questions. Who you looking for? We got Macho Mans, Flairs, Hogans, Shawn Michaels, Warriors, NWO, Sting.
Understanding of ourselves, which is the fundamental paradigm shift we need to save the human race.
To see a scientist finally explain the human condition and fix the world, it's utterly astonishing.
I believe this is the most sensational information to ever
On
appear
heart.
on planet Earth.
So you just need to listen to this interview.
When I saw the interview, the way he put it in the science that was presented, a light bulb instantly went off, and I was like, oh wow, that's the absolute answer.
When I watched that interview, my mind was just blown. I honestly believe this is how we are going to be saving the human race from running themselves into extinction.
Incredibly.
Where guys used to go in.
What race was
and
she?
stay
Talking like she was
for
something
a length of
else.
time. Buddy spent many, many years in the Pacific Northwest with Don Owen and was on top. And flying around in Lear jets, taking stretch limousines to the town, making huge money, living the lifestyle. And Buddy was what his name said. He was Playboy Buddy Rose. And he lived the life. He lived the gimmick. And Buddy went on. He had a good stint in the AWA. He also had a hell of a stint with the old WWF, working with Backlund. And in his later years, back with Vince, with the WWF. But Buddy was ahead of his time. If Buddy had come along about, I'll even say just 10 years later,
It'd have been a big deal.
he would have been a huge deal.
Kurt would go on to bounce around a little bit, wrestling Tiger Mask in the WWF in '82 and Dynamite Kid in Oregon. Bruce, I made mention of these two matches in particular because so many tape traders back in the day were obsessed with Dynamite Kid and Tiger Mask. Did you ever see any of their matches with Kurt Hennig?
Yeah, I saw the stuff that Kurt did with Tiger Mask in the old WWF, and Kurt was a great worker then. He really was. Kurt just had a little bit of awkwardness, and he had to get comfortable, I guess is the best way to put it. But I don't know that I ever saw any of the stuff with Dynamite Kid, but you could tell back in the early 80s that Kurt Hennig was something special.
Absolutely. He then did a series of tags with his dad in the AWA, which really brought new life to his dad's career. And it was a kind of a unique situation where a father and son got to tag together, but it wasn't that unique in the AWA because the Gagnes were already there. They did some matches with the Road Warriors, and the Warriors were the heels. But didn't
What's up, David? That's the David.
Like crazy. And apparently in high school,
just active in wrestling. Let me know. I'm here.
Bruce, did you ever hear this story about these?
There's a David that be buying up everything. I don't know if it's you.
Oh yeah, I heard the story from both sides actually. So there's really
any Kane, no Kane. I got a Kane basic. If you do basics.
And, Joe Laurinaitis' version, and it's a kind of a hodgepodge on who they wanted to fuck with that day. So if you heard Mike Hegstrand Hawk's version, then Kurt sucker punched him. If you heard Kurt's version, he walked up and just knocked Mike out.
Kane head.
Like I said, depending upon Rude and Joe, who they wanted.
I got all elites here, about 200 elites here.
That's fine.
It's like 80 right there, and I don't know how many right here. Everything you see. That's the only. Well, that's the bait. I don't promote that table.
A rival high school.
All elites here though.
To fuck with them.
The rival high school is the Legion of Doom. No, I can't imagine.
Nasty Boys, Steiners, Dudleys, Ultimates, Elites,
you got the Road Warriors, you got
Customs, Power and Glory, Blade Runners, Sabu's, ECW section.
So I just want to mention here that Kurt debuted in professional wrestling at 210 pounds after finishing his amateur career at 167.
I don't know if you can see back there.
At the height of his career,
there's Dudley Boys on the top, Power Foundation Ultimate, Steiner's Ultimate under, next to DDP, Diorama, this WCW stage, The entrance that goes with this ring.
Do you remember
Sid Vicious. There's a Sid right there.
No, Kurt was,
I got Sid in
never
red,
any kind
his
of
red
shape
tight,
affected him.
his red singlet too.
Dave Meltzer has compared Kurt Hennig to Barry Windham, and that they were both second-generation guys who had big 300-pound abs. Who were tough guys out of the ring, but maybe not the best in the ring. And then their sons would go on to outdo their fathers in that regard. Both a little taller, both a little leaner, and among the very best by the late 80s. Do you think that's a fair assessment to kind of compare the lineage of a Barry Windham and a
Young
Kurt
Sid
Hennig,
right
just
there.
based on the way their fathers were?
This might be his first figure.
Yeah,
It's his first elite right there.
But you also look at Larry and Blackjack. They were huge stars in their own right in territories, and they weren't the
Chicago Rollins 25.
that their sons were.
You seen him?
And you look at Barry Windham and Kurt Hennig, and I dare say two
Where
of
is he?
the greatest ever to lace up for the wrestling booth as far as work-wise, and being able to do anything with anybody.
Kurt would go on to work a series of matches with Great Johnny in the AWA, and eventually a very green Scott Hall was his tag partner there for a bit before the AWA eventually gave up on Hall.
These figures are all clean, all tight. That's the first time I put them in there. Just trying something different. I usually have them all neatly laid out with all the accessories, but I heard if you throw them all in there like that, they sell better. Where's the Chavo? Oh, I didn't finish them yet. I'm still working on them. When I feel like doing customs, I do customs. When I don't, I don't. There's a Power and Glory I just finished. I don't know if you know them. There's Blade Runners, Sting and Warrior. There's a quick Sabu. That might be it for now because there goes a Gangrel. This guy comes in and buys all of them, and then he sells them on his shit for his 100 viewers. So he'll come in and buy them all, spend a few hundred, and I gotta make more. He got that last Chavo too. You'll see it. See it out there with silver pants.
This process of skin milling reduces the original weight of each panel.
What's the price on what?
While maintaining approximately 75%
King
of
04.
the original material strength. The panels are transported to the brake press and bump formed into the precise curved radius required to create propellants.
I don't know what the LOL is about. I don't know if you think I'm lying. If you think I'm lying, that means you're new. You're new here to Whatnot. Seth 25.
And anodize to protect from corrosion. The panels then move to the linear friction stir welder, where they are forged together and form barrel sections.
I got a bend wall that I'm working on right now.
The friction stir welding process uses frictional heat.
I work on five at a time. 5 customs at a time. So it's Dean Malenko. The next set will be Dean Malenko, Benoit, Chavo. I just did an Al Snow. He sold mad fast. Who else? Let's see. Let's go to the cutting block.
Next up is the spray-on foam insulation, or Sophie.
That's all bodies from customs. All bodies. Nothing but bodies. Years of work. All bodies. Ben Walls. Dreamers. All Jacks. Trash. Deluxes. Trash. You like selling those too. You want to buy them bodies, you can have them. There go Al Snow I just told you about. We go 3 Sabus right there. So we'll do 2 Sabus, 2 more. No. There go Maven. Maybe Maven. What are you doing here?
To create the Centaur bulkheads, gores or
so Dean Malenko.
are welded together. The bulkheads
maybe another Dink the Clown. Benoit, Chavo. Something else.
Leak testing in the high pressure test facility. Centaur is transported to the Sophie booth to add thermal protection.
That's all elite right there. 80 elites, 90 elites.
Centaur tanks then
that's about 50 right there. I don't know how many. Probably more.
Pneumatic and propulsion systems are installed. At the end of the production journey,
I don't got no $2 Batista. $30 Batista.
Stages are prepped for transport to the launch site.
Vulcan booster and Centaur then exit the factory and travel about a mile down the road to a dock in the Tennessee River. Once loaded onto the RS rocket ship,
Batista, right there. Boom.
Spaceship, ULA's specially designed cargo ships, the rockets begin their trip to Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida, or Vandenberg Space
Batista,
Force Base
right there.
in
Boom.
California.
You open that one, you can have his head. You switch his head. It's an alternate head. You'll be in the money.
Great show. Bruce, do you remember
Brand new Batista, young version, older head.
It is ingrained in my head.
Jay Perez know how we do it. What's up, Jay Perez?
He's working hard on the go, with the hands on the clock, keep spinning too slow. I can't wait to be in the Wrestle Rock Rumble.
There you go.
That's kind of about how it went.
That's pretty close. Pretty close. Check it out if you haven't seen that.
We're going to do the Wrestle Rock Rumble.
There you go.
Shit like that. That kind of chanty stuff. It was from
Baggy Pants Ray.
The Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
No, all I got for Ray is Batman Ray and this Ray right here. I know what you're talking about, though. I'm talking about young, early elite Ray.
1986, the AWA is at the Showboat in Las Vegas.
I got this one in case you want to see it. Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't have that, though.
That night where Kurt Hennig is going to challenge the 52-year-old Nick.
I had Rey Mysterio's first figure one time here. Old WCW. He had no mask, no face paint. No mask Ray. He had like some white and blue army pants on. Nah, it was like a Toy Biz. Old. He had some soft good pants on. Like white and blue army. No mask. Just type in Rey Mysterio Toy Biz or Rey Mysterio first figure. You'll see Ray with no mask on with the white and blue pants. First ever figure, yeah. I had that shit. He sold for like $30. $100 figure in the box. Matter of fact,
things that were going on
because I got him
especially as they
with some other people.
And Kurt was
there go Conan.
Guys was being
and there go Buff Bagwell. I brought them all together.
Of the WWF, but
yeah, his first figure ever, not elite. It was like one of those.
Let me ask this: how common was it for a promotion to
somebody freaked out and jumped on it? I was gonna take the pants off him, try to find the elite Ray with no mask, or get a custom head and make him over. I only bought him for the pants, but the figure was in clean condition.
Say to a guy, hey, we're going to invest in you. We want you here. We'll make you the champion. And as the champion, for the most part, in the territory days, you were making the most money.
There you go. That's what I wanted you to say, because there's a lot of people who will listen to this and think, oh, the belt.
Yeah, but if you're a Ray guy, you would have wanted that just to put it up on your
most of the time
on your stand.
There are certain exceptions to every rule.
I'm telling you, it was dope. Go look it up.
Most of the time, the top guy, the guy with the belt, the champ, he's making the biggest piece of the house. So whenever people argue
something about just seeing it right here and you could say, pick it up, let me see the back of it. What year was it you checked the shoe? Something about seeing it live when you into shopping for figs.
Me? This is really rich. Only rich you need a prenup.
Well, it's actually Nutri-Rich. Rich in vitamins.
I'm here though, no action really tonight. Guess we'll get out of here soon.
What are you?
2 minutes to make an hour. I've been on here. Only sold a belt. Hundreds of elites and ultimates.
I'm getting here from LegalZoom. Why?
A lot of questions, a lot of traffic.
You need an LLC.
No sales.
Help you find the best way to start your business.
Really?
For a legal hand to form your business, visit LegalZoom.
Well, he wanted to make more money? That's crazy. Anyway, Kurt would beat Bockwinkel at Super Clash on May 2nd, 1987 at the Cow Palace in San Francisco in front of just 2,800 fans to become the AWA World Champion and turn heel in the process. Off the top of your head, Bruce, freestyle what the capacity of the Cow Palace is.
Roughly, I think 10,000 people in that ballpark.
And they drew 2,800. Capacities are around 12,000, upwards of 13, depending on how the seating is. Either way, though, they drew 2,800 here for this. The AWA continued to slide, drawing just 1,800 fans for their big Thanksgiving show, and it was apparent at this point the only thing even keeping them afloat was that ESPN was paying them for their show. Bockwinkel was leaving the AWA to come to the WWF and become an agent, and the WWF was back again negotiating to groom Kurt as a babyface, and the rumor and innuendo were that Ricky Steamboat had fallen out of favor after asking to take a leave of absence while he was the Intercontinental Champion. Bruce, can you confirm this? Number one, that Ricky had fallen out of favor after asking for a leave of absence, and that they were considering bringing Kurt in that spot originally. And I also want to know how Bockwinkel was as an agent.
Well, let's go to Bockwinkel first and the fact that they say Bockwinkel was leaving to become an agent. In May of that time, Bockwinkel was, well, it was during the time, the reason Bockwinkel was losing the championship was because he wanted to move to Houston and be a major owner and a major part of the Houston wrestling promotion. In that same time, this is why the Houston wrestling show is so damn important, because that was during the time that Paul broke away from the NWA and went with Vince. But Bockwinkel was looking to get out of the ring full time, move to Texas, take over the promotion, and do that. His time as an agent didn't come for a little while after that in the WWF.
We're here, all elite, all ultimate, all elites, all ultimate.
They had talked to Kurt about coming in.
What question you looking for?
There were a couple different times. It just wasn't right. Kurt was happy doing what he was doing. Vern put an awful lot of pressure on Kurt, but he also put a lot of pressure on Larry to keep Kurt there.
Goldberg, Cena's.
Be the hometown guy and to help Vern out. And there was a lot of loyalty there with Larry Hennig and Vern Gagne.
I've always been of the opinion that Bockwinkel started in late '87 as an agent for the WWE and did some work as a color commentator occasionally here and there, and then was cut in '89. Are you saying that's not accurate?
No, that is accurate, but I'm saying at this time, the whole reason for Nick dropping the title, that was something that was put into motion because Nick had planned on kind of semi-retiring and moving to Texas.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, when Houston no longer existed and Vince had come in and we took all that over, the opportunity arose for him to come to the WWF. But it wasn't to go from AWA to WWF. It did end up that way.
Sure.
Back then, it was a different plan.
Kurt as a babyface to replace Ricky Steamboat, how likely do you think that would have been?
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. I never heard that.
Do you remember there being a little bit of heat on Steamboat for asking for a leave of absence once he had the Intercontinental belt?
I know people weren't too happy about it because they just put the championship on him and wanted him for house shows, and he was, oftentimes the headline in the B shows, if you will.
Yeah, so let's break that down. The WWF was running 2, sometimes 3 towns at a time during this era. So on your A show, you would have a Hulk Hogan or something like that, a world title match as your main event. On your B show, you might have your Intercontinental belt as your main event. And so when Ricky's asking for a leave of absence here, not only are you losing the talent, but you're also losing the belt, which is your automatic kind of go-to B-show main event. Kurt would go on to win PWI's Most Improved Wrestler in 1987. And Bruce, it may seem silly now in 2016, but for some of our younger listeners, explain what a big deal was Pro Wrestling Illustrated was back in the day.
It was the magazine, and the only way that guys got national exposure if you weren't in the WWF, and especially back in the territorial days, was to be in one of the magazines.
Yeah, I remember the magazines. You go to the grocery store with your mother. You need the magazine. She don't want to buy it.
What have you. But to be in their magazines and be featured was
I remember one time.
And if you're in, for example,
and the grocery store line, opened the magazine up. It was no holds barred. Big poster, fucking Zeus fell out. I was scared. I dropped the magazine. Oh shit.
That's who those magazines were headquartered. So it was a pretty big deal. It was the equivalent of being on Sports Illustrated cover and being the Sports Illustrated Awards, if they even have those.
Yeah, there you go. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
So Kurt would lose the belt on May 9th, 1988. This is the AWA World Title we're talking about. To Jerry Lawler in Memphis, in a match that Lawler still says today was his favorite match of all time. And the AWA had told Kurt, shout out to Court. Shout out to Court.
Stop that.
The AWA had told Kurt he was going to win the belt back quickly. But when that didn't happen, Kurt allegedly started talks with Vince. So how often do you think, I'm just curious because it seems like he negotiated a few times before he actually jumped. How often do you remember his name coming up in meetings with Vince?
Don't compromise quality insurance for savings or your time for this ad. Hit that skip button. Or don't and watch me skip.
You in there? Yeah.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Once in a lifetime is never enough. For the ring finger, for every finger. When I wear diamonds, I feel powerful. I'm fabulous. The warmth, the brilliance, for all that is beautiful in life. For all the precious moments.
For anywhere and everywhere.
For all the right reasons. Or just because. Diamonds, diamonds, diamonds. For all who love. Pandora, lab-grown diamonds.
Well, at the time, that was mainly Vince and Pat who were doing the creative and the booking, and I was more on the television end of things. But Pat was a big fan of Curt Hennig. They were friends. Pat and Larry Hennig were friends, and Pat had come from Vern's territory and had worked there for a long time. So Pat often brought Curt Hennig's name up as a potential talent. And Curt, as champion in his heel work, was really standing out at the time.
So when he actually calls Vince this time, Vince does his usual first-class air, limo, Marriott deal to have Kurt, his wife Lanice, and his dad Larry come over to Vince's house to talk about Kurt joining the WWF. And Lanice has said that Vince told them to think of a name, and they kicked around stuff like King Curtis and Hurricane Hennig and stuff like that. Before Vince asked the question, what do you like to do? And Bruce, I kind of want you to take it from here because we've always heard that Kurt said something like, I'm great at everything. Were you there for this?
I was not there for that meeting, and the recount of this meeting is from Pat Patterson and what Pat told me about it, and essentially Kurt said he was good at everything. He loved to hunt, he loved to fish, he loved to play basketball, he loved to golf.
Thought he was Mr. Perfect, huh?
Did it all. He played hockey, and he was the best at everything that he did. So he was the ultimate sportsman, if you will. And nobody could beat him at anything. So it was Kurt being Kurt, extolling his own virtues.
So do you remember who first said the name and gets credit for the actual name, Mr. Perfect?
I want to say it's either Vince or Pat. Don't really know. Pat is the first one who told me about it.
Before we go any further, we should address this. We knew it was going to come up. As Bruce likes to call him, Cock-a-doodle-doo man. Terry Taylor signed with the WWF the same month, July of 1988.
Where Rooster Talk.
At the time, they were both considered to be, quote-unquote, top 10 workers in the U.S. by guys like Dave Meltzer. And Meltzer said, excuse me, that the idea that these two ideas for gimmicks already existed is a myth. He says the idea that There was a Mr. Perfect character already designed, and there was a Red Rooster gimmick already designed. And one guy became a main eventer, and the other guy got his career ruined. It's just a straight myth. Dave says, quote, "It's not even close to true. Both did debut at the same time, but there were no ideas for either of them when they were first signed. By September, Hennig was even asking friends for ideas, and Heyman gave him the name Curtis Mayhem before someone else came up with Mr. Perfect." So...
Oh, shit. Mr. Perfect was almost Red Rooster.
Where does this leave us with the box of gimmicks? Because in my head...
Oh, that's been messed up.
...is a ProWrestlingTees.com/Bruce Pritchard.
It's one of the top sellers at ProWrestlingTees.com/Bruce Pritchard.
Is the Red Rooster gimmick that you got saddled, Terry Taylor, can we confirm once and for all that that was a rib?
That is not a rib, and that also is available at ProWrestlingTees.com/Bruce Pritchard. No, and we've been over it a million times. Both guys given a gimmick that fit their personalities. And one ran with it, one didn't.
Well, I'm curious, as we're running through all the different fine shirts that are available at ProWrestlingTees.com/Bruce.
Mr. Perfect was almost Red Rooster.
There was still an
I
opportunity
love these old
for Terry Taylor to make chicken
podcasts
salad
here.
out of this gimmick. Could he not have done that?
Well, you would have to, get some, chicken and, and you get one great and, and you chop them up, with the walnuts and the, and the mayonnaise and,
Got some Heenan family.
Pepper, and salt.
A little bit of Heenan family.
Well, after
a little bit of NWO.
Red Rooster, he could certainly go ahead and pick up the
Little Heart Foundation
T-shirt because he was not over after that. Or maybe he saw fit.
Little Skyscrapers, Little Steiners.
Well, he definitely could.
Bobby Heenan 30.
ProWrestlingTees.com/Bruce Pritchard.
98 Steiners.
The thing is if Terry Taylor had embraced the Red Rooster at the time and really got into it, then he
$5 figures look like that. No elites.
That says, "I'm over."
I gotta tell you though, when you really look at
Nasty
this,
Boys.
Think about this character, you really wonder who wrote this shit.
Somebody asked for these too.
I mean, I wrote this shit, but he fucking
whole bunch of elites and alternates.
Because if you wanted to hook me,
yeah, you'd be hooked out.
Shawn Michaels, Warriors, Hogan's, Cena's, Lesnar, Machos, ECW dudes.
When he was, first signed to the company, was going
Sting,
through
Flair, Warrior, Rude.
Creative, and some of them were just super silly, like Chili McFreeze and stuff like that.
$5 Kane and Matt. I don't think I got a Matt.
It's just a couple of guys sitting around the pool at Vince's house to where now there's, creative department generating a big list.
I would say that evolution really started to
Kane might be $10. I don't think Kane is $5.
92-ish, 93, the creative services started to get a lot more involved, and that Vince would utilize them more up front. And earlier it was simply, we've got an idea, here's the idea, make this work, to them coming into us with in about the 90s, creative services came in after we had an idea, and then they would
It's Friday Fun Day! I'm so excited to be partnering with Dollar General for today's video because if there's one thing about us, we love a good shopping activity, right? Yeah! Let's go inside. So we headed straight in. We went to the $1 deals aisle first because that's where I know I can say yes without thinking twice. Some dollar stores don't really have dollar priced items anymore. The Dollar General still has over 2,000 items that are $1 or less every single day. And it's not just random stuff, like things that are actually useful. I was so shocked. I haven't been to Dollar General in a while. I couldn't believe how many brands I saw that I know, love, and use every day. It kind of made it a production.
Trying to make a ticket for him.
Random things we've been needing. And don't worry, the girls grabbed what they wanted. Yes, we pretty much did a free-for-all and they had a really hard time choosing. But it did feel like a win all around because I was able to grab what I needed and stay price conscious. Was that a good Friday Fun Day? Yeah!
AD's creative services came in after we had an idea, and then they would submit a bunch of names and their own ideas.
Bobby Heenan once said, Kurt didn't want to be Mr. Perfect. He wanted to be a cowboy character. He loved that. His WCW gimmick was his favorite character because he loved country music and singing country songs. His dad always wore cowboy boots and loved country music too. Made no sense to me since they were both from Minnesota. You'd think they liked Viking music or something. Obviously, that's a joke. God bless Bobby Heenan. But I think a lot of people look at this Mr. Perfect gimmick and think, God, what a fucking great gimmick. I mean, even...
Yeah, because I thought he was really Mr. Perfect. We could do Kane for 8.
Did you ever have a conversation with Kurt about the gimmick, or do you remember him expressing that he didn't
That
like
head,
it,
that's a $10 head, $15 head right there.
No, never. As a matter
That's
of
corporate
fact, on the
Kane,
contrary, Kurt,
suited Kane.
at least to me, loved the gimmick. Loved the gimmick, loved the idea behind the gimmick, and fully embraced it. He did love country music, and he loved to sing country music. As a matter of fact, he had a key to Tootsie's Wild Orchid Lounge in Nashville, Tennessee.
His picture's up there right now, by the way.
Yes, it is. He had a key to it. He could come and go anytime he wanted. And he loved Nashville, and he loved his country music.
So let's talk about...
You know what his favorite song was?
And you make me do it twice, so we have to listen to this shit twice.
What? He stopped loving her today.
Wow, I thought you were going to sing.
No, it was George Jones, man. I'm pretty sure.
Ghostface 92, what's up, Ghost?
George Jones.
You broke out in song a few times with Conrad Edison, and that's always on your
Ghost
list.
in the VIP section, returning customer.
Go-to, is it not?
Ghostface left. Ghostface don't want to buy nothing today.
You gotta love you some Jones, man.
Yeah, Taz does too. Shout out to Taz. He's all about the Jones over there at the Taz show. So let's talk about
Ghostface loses his
what everybody remembers.
Follow
the vignettes. Everybody remembers these so well because they just worked so well to get him over. They've just been memorable. I mean, to this point, and so classic WWF. And I'm curious, Bruce, when I think about these, I couldn't help but wonder, was Ted DiBiase introducing us to the $1 Million Man the first person to get this type of vignette treatment, or was there one before him? I don't remember.
No, there were guys before him that would, for example, Outback Jack. Back in the days, they did vignettes with Outback Jack before he came in. Different guys that would get the vignette treatment usually between 3 and 6 weeks before they'd come in. They'd run vignettes on them for anticipation coming to the WWF.
Chris Ramon had vignettes.
Man stuff was the first vignettes that were done by Joe Watts and I, and those were Joe Watts.
PG-13 and the VIP, returning customer. What's up?
Watts' son. And Joel was a great producer, director, and he did a lot of stuff in Mid-South with the Rock and Roll Express and the Fantastic.
Money Off, whatever you want.
Freebirds. And so Joel brought a little different style to the WWF vignettes, and I kind of hopped on that and copied that and ran with that after Joel left.
So you kind of said a minute ago, and we've talked about this before off air, there was a set number of vignettes that you guys kind of fell into a rhythm for. So say like a Razor Ramon, when you're introducing that character, there was a real formula of how many and when they were put out and how many weeks and all that. Can you share some of that? Was it based on time? Was it based on number of shots? Was it based on weeks? What were the numbers, the formula, the science behind introducing a WWF character?
Usually, in a perfect world, we get 4 to 6 weeks vignettes on a guy so that the television audience would get used to seeing them and anticipate seeing them in the ring. The other idea was when they debuted in the arenas for that television taping, the audience knew them.
Right.
They knew who they were used to their music, they were used to seeing them, and you had already preconditioned them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they knew whether to cheer or boo. So after 6 weeks' time, that was usually long enough to roll them out and bring them out in front of the live audience and put them in the ring.
So we're going to spend more time on this than we probably should. But this is such a fabulous piece of the story that I feel like it deserves it. We're going to break down kind of each vignette. And Bruce, I want you to kind of carry me through your memories of shooting each of these. Maybe some of these there's nothing you remember. Maybe some of these there's a lot of stuff you remember. Shooting pool. They showed him running the table, which is something that, if you're playing someone in pool and he's solids and you're stripes or whatever, and you're so good that you're sinking your balls every time, the other guy never even gets a shot. And they call that running the table. So
Mr. Perfect.
This was shot, you've kind of told us before on a previous episode, in Vince McMahon's home. What else can you share with us about that shoot?
Kurt was the shit. The Mr. Perfect gimmick was a guy that could do everything perfectly. No matter what he did, he was better than everybody else, and he did it perfectly.
I wanted to be that as a kid. That was my guy.
The idea was to demonstrate that by doing vignettes, running the table, having a perfect game of bowling without breaking a sweat. Everything he did, he was perfect. So,
perfect.
When we got to billiards, the pool table, when Kurt was warming up and before we were rolling tape, Kurt is making these incredible shots. As soon as we would roll tape, he couldn't sink a shot if his life depended on it. And Kerwin Silfies, who was the director, Kerwin, shout out to Kerwin, longtime director for the WWF, great guy. Kerwin was setting these shots up. Kerwin is somewhat of a pool shark, so that's a warning to any of you out there that ever runs across a short, little, gray-headed, bearded man wanting to play pool for money. Kerwin's a pool shark, and Kerwin was setting up these shots for Kurt, and Kurt couldn't hit him at all, and we just had to dummy up stuff as best we could, because the whole idea behind the Mr. Perfect character would have been easy to edit the vignettes and make them look like they were...
But the audience knows.
The audience would know, oh, they could have cut to a different camera there, and that's not real. So we wanted to shoot them all with one camera and one take so that he could actually say, yeah, he's really perfect. So it took a long time to get those done. The pool table shot, that was tough. And then from
that's
there,
at Vince's house, and that's on just a random weekday. You guys are at the office and say, let's ride over to Vince's house. There's a pool table over there.
No, we flew Kurt in, and we had a lot of the vignettes scheduled. We went right from the pool table to the
Consider 150 for Blade Runners. If not, it's all good, brother.
Right.
And that was another one.
How's 160 sound? Because I was at 200.
Well, we're setting up cameras.
I'll give you the $40 off.
And I'm thinking, well, this is going to be easy. All I got to worry about now is the cameraman getting the shot and getting the zoom right.
Let's go, PG.
Getting all this in one shot. As soon as we
WiLD&CRAZy Customs.
Couldn't hit the board.
We got another one going.
Now, thinking back, this all probably was an elaborate rib by Kurt, showing us how good he was, and then when cameras rolled, he would fuck up.
These are all clean, no torso cracks, just beautiful. You could play with these, you could throw them around. Brand new bodies.
Great camera work and great direction by Kerwin, where we just Kurt probably, I don't know, maybe 6 feet from the dartboard, and they almost had him push.
Let me make a ticket for him so you can know what you're getting in the mail. So just give me like 2 minutes.
That one was tough. The day at Casa de McMahon was a little tough.
So what all did you do after? So you did pool, you did darts.
We did pool. We went over to the golf
There's
course.
Warriors photo.
And
come on, Sting.
Does Vince live on a golf course?
No.
Stinger.
He did have a golf course in his backyard, but no. Vince didn't golf. Didn't understand it. God damn! Why the hell would I spend 3 hours walking around chasing a white ball to put it in a tiny hole? Fuck.
So you guys go to the golf course and you show Kurt sinking a long putt.
Well, we had a pro that set the shot up for him. It was a difficult shot, but there was a trick to it. And so the pro had the shot, had
Almost
moved
ready.
the hole, everything, and set this shot up just right so that it could look like a damn near impossible shot, but there was a way to sink it. And the pro hit it every time. And he shows Kurt how to do it. Kurt hits it first 3 times.
I want Hart getting mad. He falling over.
And then that damn record button was pushed. And it took him forever. But we finally got it done, and we all looked at each other like, this is going to be a long week. Because we had a week's worth of vignettes set up with him. And then we took him across the street from the television studios in Stamford, right across from 120 Hamilton Avenue. We went to the bowling alley. And rented that.
WiLD&CRAZy Customs, Blade Runners.
Shot the vignettes of Kurt
PG knows.
Perfect game.
All the big guys, they shop here, buy the customs, sell them on their shows. So they're 100 viewers.
So when you're doing the golf deal, did you get a permit for that? We've talked a little bit before about how during the Dusty Rhodes vignette,
that's a warrior body.
Guerrilla warfare and ask forgiveness rather than permission.
Who did I use for
Did you shoot
Sting?
the golf stuff at a country club, or where did you shoot that?
Torso was Sting.
And did you get a permit?
No, I shot
Sting got Lex Luger body.
In I believe Stanford.
Warrior has a warrior body.
One of the guys.
Everything else hand painted, decals, all by me. Thank you, PG.
So then the bowling, where do you do ping
I wish
pong?
they wore belts. I would have given them some belts and shit.
Ping pong, we did.
Very clean, no loose torsos, no cracks. All bodies brand new.
And
because I knew what bodies to use, I didn't have to crack no torsos. So see that? You can't even see the crease. These are beautiful. Thank you, PG. Been on here an hour now. I feel like I've made something. Only sold one belt.
Where did you do diving?
I got Power and Glory too. If you're doing tag teams, let me know. Let me know who you want to see, who you want me to make in the future. Anybody. If I can get the head scan, I could do it. There's Owen. Heart Foundation. I got Dudley Boys Elites back there and the Ultimates. I got Demolition available and Mr. Fuji, the new pickup. Mr. Fuji, I don't think nobody got him on Whatnot right now. Mr. Fuji and Demolition. I got Crush too, but he's the start of my PC. That's why I say I'm not gonna sell him and Mr. Perfects. If you ever make NWO Wolfpack Conan, I did that before. I did that already. Okay, do another Conan. You got Crush? Yeah, I just can't. I can't. I want to open because I got a few sets of Demolition. I want to open them. But I just can't. Do you have Santino Morella? No.
Yes, man.
I mean, with Conan, I got you. I did Conan off of the AW guy's head on a Mattel body. You know, I could make the shirts. He had a piece of, he had a real piece of boxer material around his waist. You know how he wear the jeans and you can see his boxers. He was fire, man.
You know, the sectional. It's really, really prime 80s decor.
He had the shades on, bandana on his head. I did a, what's that guy they selling right now that stabbed the dude in the ring? New Jack. I did a New Jack too, with the Tupac shirt on.
And that was during the time when we did.
I could do it again. Once I do it, the recipe stays in my head. I could do it again.
And put him in a baby face role.
Actually, here's a Conan Toy Biz if you want it.
And the hockey
you want him? You're a Conan guy. Matter of fact, I'm giving you this. All right? That's going with your Blade Runners. Thank you, PG.
So in the football one, he throws a Hail Mary to himself. NFL player Steve Jordan is involved.
Make sure you don't forget about me. That's all. They go Buff Bagwell.
Exactly.
I thought these heads would be able to do a custom in person. They're too small. So I bought these little. It's too small. It won't work.
He called a shot and hit a home run with Wade Boggs there.
Through the stream, though, I thought I could pull it off. But when I got it in hand, I can't do it. And they don't look good enough. There's a Raven.
Bobby Heenan actually produced that one.
That's not the right Raven.
We did the basketball.
We got Raven right there.
That's where I discovered doing basketball. And if I didn't tell Kurt that we were shooting,
that Raven is fucking awesome. He looked like he alive or something, chilling over there.
We were shooting, he was perfect.
Eddie Guerrero versus Raven.
All those long shots and the shot where he throws it behind his back.
Yeah.
And looks right at the camera.
You know, I do the shirts, so I could just.
He had no idea the camera.
Especially when I'm making a custom, I'm making these shirts. I look at a picture of a figure, a wrestler, then I just recreate it. That's how I do it. Like Power and Glory, I love them.
Okay, cool.
Somebody was like, just sell me the Power shirt. No. Something like dude could be incomplete.
Charles Barkley, too, with basketball, I believe. For the babyface stuff. And that was something that Flair helped us set up. It's funny as shit. We're standing there talking about these perfect vignettes, and Rick is like, I'll just call Charles Barkley.
Yeah, you got to keep it like that. I can't do that. Sorry, buddy. And I don't want to make another shirt neither. It's more rare when you can't get it. And they got the shit on their ass. Their names on their butt.
Yeah, I believe that. So we've talked about Kerr himself.
Oh shit, Dink the Clown
on the Mr. Perfect DVD that the WWE produced. And I know
people always go, how much is Doink? That's not fucking Doink. If you don't know your wrestlers, then I don't know.
Interesting. He shows what he called a Golden Mike Award on the DVD.
How much is Doink?
He says that Kurt brought those.
Make little Dan Hall. He got little figures. I haven't seen that yet.
I have absolutely no idea.
Little Dan Hawsons.
Well, apparently he gave everyone he thought.
Know what I'm about to go sick on? Jeff Hardy's. As soon as these head skins come in.
And apparently you weren't shit because you didn't get one.
I got a Chavo Guerrero coming up.
Yeah.
I made him, but he sold. He sold for like $120. To the big guy, big streamer.
Yeah.
Everybody's favorite streamer. I don't want to say his name because I want him to come back. What's up, Jaquan? Jaquan in the VIP.
Something like that.
There you go.
I made Chavo with the poncho with silver pants with the red boots. I Quit match versus Rey Mysterio.
To make these series of Mr. Perfect vignettes. Who else kind of contributed to that list? Is it just Kurt?
Let me know, y'all. Everything y'all see on this table, Elite, Ultimate, or Custom. Elite, Ultimate, or Custom. No basics. So nobody's confused. Everything Elites and Ultimates. Whole box more of Elites and Ultimates. Loose. New figures dripping everywhere. Spilling everywhere. Demolitions everywhere. Ultimates all back there. Stuff's back there. Doubles and triples. ECW setup. Y'all want to see the ECW section? I'll go over there. Just let me know. And Mania, he came out with a bunch of midget. He just copied Doink. That's all. I'm pretty sure that could be made. Yeah, because I hand painted. I hand painted him. So if it's, they probably had on what they had on. Look, Dan Hawson t-shirts or whatever he was wearing. I'm sure I could do it. I want to do 2 more of them because, you know, Doink used to come out with a few of them.
So that becomes more of an issue when he starts to think about.
He either came out with a few of the little ones or a few his size, like walking behind him. And I got to go back and watch that shit. But
with everything, so yeah, it was simply so they could own it.
Where is that born from, though?
They look just like him, so I'm gonna have to get his heads. I know what bodies I could use. Whatever body I use for him.
You know, I think
you'll never believe what body that is. I don't think I'm gonna tell.
To produce music,
I usually tell. My brother be like, "You're giving away too much sauce."
Realized that he owned everything. That people would pay him to use those intellectual properties, and him not have to pay for rights to other people. They would be paying him.
Nah, it's not Little Dom.
It's better to own it than rent it.
Meltzer wrote that fans.
Little Dom probably would work though.
Mr. Perfect when he debuted. He says the WWF had assumed that just pushing that he was perfect would be enough to establish him as a heel, but the vignettes didn't work quite as well as they did for DiBiase. Do you remember there being
this guy?
Reactions?
There's Kane. This guy arrived.
Because the fans just kind of weren't sure. Are we supposed to hate him?
Coming back and forth, asking for $2 figures. I don't do $2 figures. I'm not into wasting my time for 75 cents.
Because when you go back and you look at DiBiase, the DiBiase vignettes didn't necessarily work.
Kane is running. That's how much is on him. He's live right now. You must be either a kid or you new or something. There you go.
Not until
all you gotta do is swipe. As long as your credit card information is in, it'll come to you.
Kick the ball away from him.
Is his payment good?
Then he became a heel.
His payment is good. He's not a kid.
He hadn't done anything heelish. He was just a cocky, arrogant guy.
You want to buy this whole table? You want all of these basics and all of the shit?
Do you remember some lukewarm?
I didn't shit on him. I simply told the truth. Something that he lacks sometimes.
Do you remember some lukewarm?
There's Cesaro. There's who's this guy? He's beat up. Somebody just tossed him in for free. People throw these in your package for free, all beat up and shit. I don't want to show that because then it's gonna make everything else look dirty. So I don't even include this table. When people ask about it, I don't really want to get into it.
Sometimes when you envision,
there's a Jax JBL, there's a
grandiose plan, and oh my god, this is gonna be
fucking Montez Ford, there's
shit.
Daniel Bryan, there's a Bulldog, some vintage pieces, Flair, Luger, there's a Mankind.
Like he wore in the AWA, and then moved to a dual-colored singlet. That kind of became his signature.
Another Daniel Bryan.
Do you recall who had input on things
Dembo,
like
I don't know how you made it over here. He's not supposed to be there.
The gun slap became a trademark.
Some AWs there.
Spitting the gum out and slapping it away. And they say there's nothing original in
Nah, Dink I will sell. I will sell Dink. Dink is going for 90. But for you, $10 off, 80.
Funny story that Lenise jumped his shit because Joe, his son, Curtis Axel, got up in Little League.
That's all hand painted, freehand. Just looking at a picture. The stars are decals.
I love it. That's awesome.
And while Kurt is telling us this story, he goes, Lenise is hot. He goes, I thought it was the greatest thing I ever saw in my life.
Yeah, Dink is 80.
Yeah, so it's funny how moms think, when my son gets a yellow card in soccer, I'm like, oh, way to go, Kane!
Nobody got that. It's only like one other out there, Dr. Berg. Yep, that's a Dr. Berger song special. The recipe. He told me how to do it. I did the shit.
Where would you rank Kurt's drop kick?
Oh my god. Textbook.
Gotta give him his props. Dink 80. 80 right now.
Nail it every time.
Just say run it. If you want it, run it. I'll run them. They'll be shipped out in the morning.
Kurt will credit the move to Harley Race.
Or shop around, look around. Look at that Mario Cena everybody been talking about. $100 Cena. Yep, we can scan. If you're a serious shopper, we'll scan all day. The Final Moments Macho, the Final Moments Flair, the Final Moments Hogan, Bundy Ultimate, Nice Triple H, Hall of Fame Warrior, Interest Great Goldberg.
And how about this for a finish?
Brock Lesnar.
In a production meeting.
Flair, Little Nate,
exactly.
Shawn Michaels. There's Gangrel.
With the Genius briefly, and
Heenan Family. NWO.
Main event against Hogan.
Hart Foundation.
And, we'll talk a little bit about the Hogan stuff and the Genius stuff in just a minute.
98 Steiners, Nasty Boys. These are all elite or ultimate. Another set of Steiners. I got the Ultimate Steiners in the box behind me. Ultimate Dudleys. The red Elite Dudleys back there in the ECW section. Hart Foundation Ultimates. Dudley Boy Ultimates. Steiner Ultimates.
But I'm just curious from a WWF booking perspective.
Demolition.
And why was it necessary?
Young Sting.
Well, I don't know who thought of it, but
Piper's Pit.
That was at a time when, if you're a heel, you have to
Steiner's Ultimates, 100. Dudley's.
Whether you can talk or not. And that was also
120.
Looked at the same thing with Kurt.
I got Dudley Boys Elites too.
Reaction. You gotta have a strong heel.
If you want to buy them and you want to see them closer, we can look at them.
And in my head, both of these guys, you know,
there's elite Dudleys right there, a little cheaper.
You can bump around with them. So if you're going to be Mr. Perfect, and you're going to keep a perfect record,
on Heart with the 3 belts,
then you got to have a manager who can take some bumps for you.
90.
That's just me as a fan, just freestyling.
There's elite Dudleys, the OGs. They could be 60.
Instant credibility as well.
It's a little
ECW 3D printed stage. There's the Hart Foundation. There's the Dudley Boys. There's the Steiners. We got ring skirts. Ultimates.
Ivory's Richest Moisturizing Body Wash is crafted with the shade.
There's that new Hogan.
Soothing the dry skin all day. Now moisturized skin runs in the family.
ECW.
Ivory Moisturizing Body Wash. Music is not just a sound. It moves through your body.
Stage for sale if you want it. Custom big ring for sale if you want it. Bunch of Raw ring skirts. AEW. Mania 16. We got In Your House. I got WCW, the one you see on the table. Another copy of it.
No, not that I can remember. It's if you remember
SummerSlam backdrops. I used to do stop motion, fig photography. I got all that shit. There's the big blue cage. The first elite scale ring came with the big blue cage. That's the $400, the real deal, not 3D printed. ECW 3D printed. There's the retro ring behind that. Comes with Brother Love figure inside. I got Blue Penta, $30. There's In Your House ring skirt.
No, that was all Kurt stuff.
All elites in there. All elites in there. Let me know if you need something. Blue Penta, $30. Just say run it if you want it.
Disappointing match at WrestleMania 5. Do you think that this was a case of the nerves for both of these guys?
Look at this.
Big stage like this?
Elite.
Or was there just no
Elite 23 Macho Man.
Some unrealistic expectations that was, kind of everybody's expectation for this one.
So there's some shit in that box.
Disappointing category. I think that both Owen and
Elite One Undertaker. You want to see a Holy Grail? Holy Grail.
Nobody could live up to the hype
right.
At the time. So I know for Owen it was especially
that's an
elite
because 30.
Those that were
38. Really I think Macho Man right there
for what he had done in Japan and in Calgary.
There's Legends 1, Mr. Perfect right there. 1 or 2.
Wanting to have him be hard at the time and all that other good crap.
All the perfects.
There was no way that he could have lived up to the hype.
Except for the one with the guitar. I know. I don't have that one.
I don't know if the style
there he is on the suit though.
On that one night, but it was a decent match. It wasn't their best by far, but it was decent.
So after WrestleMania, Curtis program with Owen
Heenan family.
And the idea here is to
little bit of Heenan family, Mr. King Kong Bundy, Harley Race was in there. Who else did he have? Hercules was down with Bobby Heenan. There's Hercules.
And he expressed disappointment that it seemed like, hey, now that I'm out on my own,
so a bunch of people.
I'm just
Haku.
Putting him over.
A little bit of NWO. Of what's left of it.
The very first night together that he didn't want to beat Brett. So what they worked out was a 20-minute Broadway where Brett would ask for 5 more minutes,
and
he would refuse, and then ambush Brett before Brett
let me know, y'all.
Come back.
Hart Foundation.
And everyone loved it. And
there's Owen.
I
want to have the European title too. And I was actually putting it together for him. See if Kurt Angle got a belt in here.
Bruce, can you confirm
that
was the plan for Kurt to work with Hogan? And how soon did you guys know that? When you
are we gonna crack this for the belt? Should we?
Or when did that become something?
Should we not?
Here's where we're going.
Well, let's go.
They used, matter of fact, they used this Kurt Angle to make Ultimate Sting. I might crack it.
Bret Hart.
Bret Hart. Okay. Well, first of all,
you just need the legs. Need the Mattel Sting legs.
Okay. And Pat thought that it was Pat didn't want to beat Bret. And
I know how to do it. I just need the materials.
It would be a better way to get more heat on Perfect.
Sure.
With the 20-minute match. That was Pat's idea. That was his match, his lane out.
Yeah, somebody wanted Owen. He'll come with the 3 belts.
So it wasn't some kind gesture from Kurt. It was what an agent suggested.
I got a leather jacket for him too, but
in particular, Pat Patterson. And the plan was for Kurt
it's
to
here somewhere.
get
I think
room
it's
for
in the
Hogan
soft goods
and
section.
look for a program to work with Perfect and Hogan. Yes, without a doubt.
What were you looking for in
WCW ring skirt. What you see right there, the ring skirt and the mat.
You know, that seems like
Got an extra one. If you're trying to dress your ring up, let me know. If you ever make that Kurt Ultimate Sting, but they can't hit. Yeah, you've seen it. Or you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it now. I just need... See, because I don't want to do it with...
larger than life, and you have to have a strong...
It got to be a Mattel head or a custom head.
Really
like that, defining moments, or
Hogan loved monsters.
those. It's a couple. It's two basic
So,
things that had that defining moments head, and one had longer hair.
Those types. But he also needed that strong character.
You know what? I'm gonna look for it either tonight or tomorrow. I should be able to find that. Because I got an AEW Sting head, but you could tell it's AEW. I wouldn't use that head. Got to be the Mattel head. For it to be right. Female wrestlers, right here.
So I'm just curious, when he asked a minute ago who wrote
right there. That's all I got.
And I said Bret Hart. If I would have said Dave Meltzer.
Hey, PG, you know who this is? Because nobody won't tell me who she is. I know she's like, this is a good one. This is not no $5 shit right here. That's stop motion putty on her ass. That's how people make figures stand in weird positions and shit. Like I could have put it on Sean, but I didn't need it.
A soft gun with a juicy experience. It's a vibe.
See, here's somebody here.
Once in a lifetime is never enough.
So that's what that was. I don't think it was nothing creepy or nasty. Stop motion secrets.
Fabulous. The warmth, the brilliance were all that is beautiful in life.
Nah, that's not Becky.
For all the right reasons. Or just because.
I wonder if I like Google picture her, will it tell me who she is?
True. Because they were both way off. The crowd.
Cam Ant. Do you know who this female is? Anybody know who the female is? Who just asked for female wrestlers? Do you know who that is? I know those are AEW girls. That's Molly Holly and Sherry. I don't collect the girls. I was when I
same spots on almost identical.
When I see the girls, it feel like Barbies. Like when I was a kid, my father wouldn't let me play with Barbies and shit.
Bruce, I know we'll get to SummerSlam 91.
Whenever my girl cousin came over or something, he seen the Barbies. He'd be like, "Get away from the."
What was it about their chemistry that made them?
He didn't know I was trying to make the men Hulk Hogan talk to the ladies and shit.
And let me say this too, that I thought that the program with Bret
Hogan was trying to get his hump on or something.
Bret and Shawn. Well, same thing, Bret and Shawn too. But Bret and Kurt, they were magical together. And both of them could work with a broomstick.
Yeah, so I don't really collect the ladies. I do have these 5, and I got. I like Jade Cargill's.
Those two guys just made magic.
And Bianca, when they was a tag team, I liked them. I got this lady. Who was that? Thunder Rosa. Somebody was selling her for like $5. Nobody wanted her. I had to get it. Natalia Neidhart. So she's a heart, huh? That's Anvil's daughter.
Was the same way.
Is that what you're saying?
Two guys with that kind
Holy shit!
That kind of a work ethic.
I knew she was somebody. Just looking at her, I was like, "That's one of them good. That's a good heart."
On television, of course, Mr. Perfect was undefeated, but he was doing these draws with Bret on the house shows. So they would continue.
Damn, I bet it's. I feel like it's worth something.
That wasn't a win either.
That's not one of those $5 ones. I could just tell by her outfit, just something about her. I don't know. Maybe I've seen her sell before, and it's just in my memory.
But this was seen as a major step to build him for Hogan because now they had.
I got Georgia Animal still complete. There's a shirt never used. I got his animal.
Match with Bret in Sacramento that really made Hogan.
I had this figure for so long, and it's still mint. Only displayed There's a soft good turnbuckle from the first Elite Scale ring. The first big ring came with that blue cage and those turnbuckles.
The Genius wins a count-out victory over Hogan with some help from Perfect.
Thanks for doing that, PG.
Perfect stole Hulk Hogan's
Walmart
belt
exclusive
and
20 plus. That's it.
later during the backstage interview segment with Mean Gene Okerlund, Mr. Perfect took a hammer and shattered Hulk Hogan's world title with it. Many folks believe
shit. There's a rare Shawn Michaels. Bless me. You ever sneeze and nobody don't say bless you, it hurts a little bit. Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels as a ref. That's $100 Shawn in the box. I got him for 60 loose. It's my little Grail shelf. And PG, if you ask for Dink, if you want him, I do.
Yeah, and it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg either.
I said 90. I'll take 20 off. I'll do them for 70 for you. So that's 20 off for you since you made a purchase.
Leather by Dan, and it's custom made just for you.
He even takes payment plans and is going to turn it very
Said run it.
You get it in as little as 10 to 12 weeks. But we're talking about
Later, Dank, you going to a good home. You're going to be with the Blade Runners.
Hulk Hogan had destroyed by Mr. Perfect was made by a belt maker named Reggie Parks. And there's no chance
I know I don't got a ticket. Maybe I might. I might have ran them before. Let me see. Yep, he got a ticket. Let's go. We don't got to wait. Thank the clown.
Grab yourself some custom cow.
Dink going with PG. It's running.
You get to pick your plates. You get to pick your leather. Man, it's an awesome deal. Just because you listen to the podcast here, something to
WiLD&CRAZy Custom. I can't wait to get my logo 3D printed.
Through this particular angle, because this is one that's pretty memorable.
So I could give it off with the customs.
Belts made by Reggie Parks at the time, and this was pretty innovative to smash a belt on TV with a hammer, was it not?
That's what's
Thank the clown, PG. Appreciate you.
To you about this whole angle?
Well, obviously, the idea that the Genius got a win over Hulk Hogan on Saturday Night's Main Event.
He's good too. No loose, nothing loose.
The idea that the Genius sold out Topeka, Kansas.
You got a little wear right there. I'm gonna touch that up for you before I put him away.
Oh my gosh, how money is that?
If you know what that is, you can tell who the body is now.
And Vince said, "Oh my God, I bet you the Genius could sell out." And
this is a joke. This is a joke about
appreciate you, PG.
How fucking over Hulk Hogan was, right?
Well,
Natalia Neidhart.
No, it was in Vince's eyes. It was
I'm not gonna forget that either. Neidhart daughter.
And he made the bet that I bet you the Genius.
What is this? Iron Sheik or Sabu? Let's see. Sabu, I think I'm gonna put you back with the ECW. I had Tommy Dreamer too, but somebody took him. There's Just Incredible. Just Incredible. Hardcore icon. He was fun making. Taz was fun making.
It could sell out.
So it wasn't he can even do it with the Genius.
There's Just Incredible's extra shirt.
The Genius can sell out.
Wow.
Send him off with an extra shirt.
People doubted that.
That's the retro ring, mint condition, never open. The retros are the little Hasbros, the continuation of the Hasbros.
But talk me through.
And inside there is Brother Love. That's who y'all hear talking.
Because when you're a kid, man,
That's Bruce Pritchard.
You never imagine you'll grow up and know about leatherbydan.com and be able to get one for under $1,000.
Bruce Pritchard podcast with Comrade.
I didn't have $1,000 even if I did. But talk me through whose idea this was. And, I mean, did you guys just have like stacks of these damn belts?
If y'all want to go through here, we could. There's some shit in here, man. Look,
they didn't.
Just looking in. D-Lo. I'm out later, PG. Thank you again. Those will be out in the morning. Nicely bubble wrapped.
I can never remember something like that happening.
Yeah.
There's D-Lo.
He was pretty innovative at the time.
I got the whole nation in there except for Mark Henry.
Perfect guy to do it.
Look at this. Fucking Ultimate Zodiac I don't know how he got in there.
Start the whole Mr. Perfect Hulk Hogan issue.
I find it funny too that the only other time I can think of a belt being disgraced like this, it also involves Hulk Hogan. He's spray painting NWO on the big gold belt in WCW. And I know there were incidents where people would
Ultimate Custom Zodiac,
like Stone Cold or whatever, but I don't know.
Dungeon of Doom. I had him with Kevin Sullivan, Kamala, Shark, the Giant. He was in that crew. They had beef with Chris Benoit.
Never acknowledged on television. Do you remember there being any sort of debate?
All I got left is him and Shark. Kamala sold, Kevin Sullivan Ultimate sold. So it kind of dismantled the crew.
Hogan must pose. There's not as much debate at all. Really, you're talking about a time.
Look at that beautiful Sean's in there. Look at that. Sean with the braids. I don't even remember him having braids.
Okay, let's say that in Memphis, let's use Memphis, Tennessee.
Is that DX? DX on his legs.
If they
crossing out his old tights. I like that.
Memphis on Monday night.
I like that one.
And that made it to TV the next Saturday.
Some bloodline.
Then you were still
All Stars Macho, if you know what that is. All of these are mint too. I only put them in the box. They go Shark. See, they all had the black and white. Kamala had it. That's that Dungeon of Doom shit. But I only put the figures in here. I used to have them all neatly standing up and shit, or laying down, or standing in the ring. Somebody said they sell better when they can't really see who it is. So we're trying out that gimmick. Just trying it out. So they're all clean. They're not played with. That's why I never did this, because it makes them look played with and beat up and shit.
How crazy is that thing about in 2016?
Go another Rude.
Well, they didn't have people with their Google machines and
that's the big elite scale, the big joint. 20 by 20. 20.
There you go.
So the 1990s.
Kill somebody.
Yeah, that's the elite scale. That's for the big boys right there. See that ring skirt freshly unfolded? You still see the creases? I got an extra one. $50 just for that. They used to make these on ringside, but then they canceled them. I got the mat and the skirt for this one. If somebody need that. You need a big ring? I got one right there. $50. That's a custom made. $50. And I got some ring skirts. You can put your ring skirt on there. It go in your house. If you're a 90s girl,
it was just logical.
In your house, great quality. All 4 sides. I got Raw. A couple different Raws. AEW and WrestleMania 16 for the skirts around the ring. Or if you have a big ring, you just want to get the skirt, you can change it up. And there's a Mania Vegas. That's only one though.
Would draw the 5th largest television audience to ever watch a match in the United States, scoring an 11.
Seen a Street Fighter? Everybody's selling them for 45 and 50. I'll give you one for 30. You want to do one for 30?
This is Hogan and Warrior who drew this for us.
It was the 2 biggest baby.
That's damn near retail.
Business at that point in time. Yeah, it was Hogan Warrior.
Yeah. Do you remember any details or any feedback, or were you in Gorilla when this match is happening? Kurt puts on quite a performance for himself. In his
you want to run it, Turka?
Position here. I'm just curious what your thoughts were about the match. Or
Or you just asking to see what it's going for.
The one-man show is an accurate description. Kurt Hennig is a bump machine.
Matter of fact,
and having...
Oh, you don't need it. You got it. You don't know what they're worth.
Like Hulk and Warrior in there to bump all over the place.
You could get them off for 40.
It just made it.
If you need that though for a kid or something, I run it for 25. Like I'm Walmart.
28, 1990. This one was from Austin, Texas. Losing to Hogan
for the
in just
kids.
under 8 minutes.
Once you get a taste for something different.
New Mr. Fuji's, y'all. Mr. Fuji's to go with Demolition. That's their manager. Let me know. Got those Fuji's for 50.
As pharmacists,
Got an extra Demolition too.
our patients and our community.
Oh, 2 of them.
Between reimbursement pressures, the higher cost of, well, everything.
I found one set of those in Walmart together, hiding. Somebody tried to hide it, and I found it. I recorded that shit too for YouTube. Caught it on camera. In the wild, Demolition, hiding.
Sell your surplus and buy brand meds for less. Join us at InStockRx.
Thanks, Turk.
So that kind of
Kathleen.
His big run in the main event.
I just buy what I like. Like I'm a 90s kid, so that's why you see all this old shit, Heart Foundations and On Hearts, and I buy what I like, and then if my customers like what I like, then they'll be in figure heaven. If they're looking for like Cena's and the newer people, I don't really have too much for that.
With his manager this time, the Genius, and they tagged against Brutus Beefcake and Hulk Hogan at that time.
There's an ECW setup.
So they're not. He's not.
I used to switch out the setup all the time. Like take the ring out, I'll put the ECW. There's a WCW.
Do you remember
the entrance where they come from backstage. It should be like back there, but I would have the lights all with it and shit.
It had kind of run its
The black curtain behind it.
And we were also fighting
the doors. Put the doors in, have them open or closed.
A little bit of Hogan Backlash.
Yeah, I get it.
It was
I used to do. I kind of went through all the stages. Figure photography.
Pretty much shoved Hulk down their throat for so long.
Then I started trying to do what do you call it when the figures are moving by themselves? Stop motion.
Easy.
We went viral doing that. We started doing custom T-shirts. We started doing custom figures. Then we started doing custom stages. Sold a bunch of those. ECW. I got Royal Rumble 2000. It's a picture of it, and it should be a picture of it in the store right now. Royal Rumble 2000 diorama. WCW diorama. I did a bunch of ECWs until one of y'all favorite streamers bought it and started duplicating it. Once he got his hands on the material and seen what I made it out of. So I stopped making that. But now 3D printers are out.
No, it's
and boom, they're just perfect with the 3D printer.
Simply a case of if you're going to look at.
So my next step is going to get into 3D printing because I'm already doing custom figures. They go a Gangrel right there. I did.
Hulk is always drawn. Okay.
We just sold Dink.
So what's different?
Just sold Dink. I think Dink went for 70. And Young Warrior and Sting.
If you're asking me my opinion,
but they go 160. There's Warrior.
Was the scapegoat.
Yep, this is my work.
The partner when the downturn started turning down.
Let me freestyle this for you.
Yep, the big guys. They come here, buy my customs, and I sell it on their. Either keep it for PC, keep it in their private collection, or they sell it on their show. And they never mention my name, so I stay small like this. 10 viewers, 5 viewers.
Not really. I think the current. No.
But if they mention me and there are 130 people in the room,
to be that heel and be that dastardly.
Whenever I see my pieces, though, I shout it out. That's mine. I made that. But nobody be paying attention.
People were at that time. They were getting a little sick of Hogan all the time, and they wanted somebody else. They so bad.
It's like buying a Picasso and then reselling it like you painted it. I don't understand that.
He had a main event position now for a couple of MSG shows. He's main evented a couple of Saturday night main events. Or not main event.
Yeah, but no. I really didn't have to do no paint work. So you would call this a kit bash when you just put together something just by switching parts, and that's a kit bash, not really a custom.
The decision is made.
That Owen is a kit bash.
He's been here for a couple years now.
Power and Glory, that's gonna be custom.
Who should we get to beat him?
They got painted boots, custom shirts, painted trunks, and when you gotta go more in skin tone paint, when you gotta do all of that, those are customs. When you're just switching parts, it's kit bashing. but people will call it customs and act like they're customizers.
You don't agree with what?
But yeah, that's Sid and Taker. And there's a third member to them because Undertaker had quit the group and they replaced Taker with Sid. I forgot the other guy's name. Tall blonde dude.
He's losing to Brutus the fucking
Dan Spivey, yeah, I haven't found his head scan yet to make him, so.
I would think so, yeah.
Dan
I would
Spivey.
say either Hogan or Warrior, one of the
So
two.
Well, they got it right today.
it was Dan Spivey and Taker first. Taker quit or became Undertaker, and then they put Sid in his spot.
And Perfect lost to Warrior.
Yep, it's Sid how he's supposed to be.
Let's keep talking about Perfect as a draw, though.
Look at a picture of him. Look at his boots. Did he wear elbow pads? Did he have knee pads?
Was the main event.
So under there, he got on whatever knee pads he had on in the picture. Some long ones, it felt like.
And it only drew 5,500 fans.
And then the Taker, that's just a Legends figure that came out that was slept on, and nobody wanted it.
I mean, I'm just fascinated.
I did the same thing with the Smoking Guns. They only put out Billy Gunn. I made Bart Gunn with them, and every time I put it up here, people buy it.
People love the Mr. Perfect character. Man,
so I got one Billy Gunn ready. I just need another Billy Gunn so I can make Bart Gunn.
Well, unfortunately,
they need to make some new Jeff Hardys, man. That's what everybody asking for. Jeff Hardy. They making New Jacks and shit. I don't even know how you got a figure. I don't think it might sell, but I don't know, man. I don't think a lot of people gonna buy that New Jack.
For today's video, because if there's one thing about us, we love a good shopping activity, right? Yeah.
Give us Jeff Hardy's. How do they not know what the fake people want? Like, what's hot?
Some dollar stores don't really have dollar priced items anymore. The Dollar General still has over.
Call up Jeff, get the Mattel deal back going, or Legends deal, whatever it is called, and get the figures cooking. For some reason, Goldberg is popping right now. Brock Lesnar was popping. He's probably not anymore.
And don't worry, the girls grabbed what they wanted. Yes,
Cena's was popping. Penta seemed to be cooling down, unless it's the that one was on fire until the black one and the red elite came out. The final moments. Now people don't want the blue one, but they used to be paying $50 and $60 for that. Now they don't want. Now they won't pay. The figure game is crazy. You got to pay attention every day to know what figures are going up, what's going down, or you'll lose out. And then when you know too much, you don't get a lot of viewers because they want to. It's all about robbery.
Your
So
two biggest drawing guys, Hogan and Warrior, neither one of them are on that card.
like a dude tried me earlier. He came in. He said, "How much for that ref right there?"
One or the other. And while I
said, "Which one? That ref or this ref?" He's like, "That ref right there." Trying not to say Little Nate, Charles Robinson. Like I'm not supposed to know that that's the builder figure. I built them.
So,
and I don't know. He goes for 110.
Yeah.
Between 90 and 120.
Yeah, two guys.
He was just checking to see if I knew. Can I see your ultimate in box?
In Madison Square Garden, in your premier network, in the largest market in the world.
He was like, "Let me see if this dude knows what he has there, and I'll just call it the ref." So we got DDP. There's Punk. That Punk is $90 now.
Shane Douglas pinned the Brooklyn Brawler.
There's Howdy. There's Final Boss Rock. New Seth Rollins. New Hulk Hogan. Big Papa Pump. DDP's everywhere.
And SD Jones.
Ray, Eddie, Dominic.
Beat Dusty Rhodes.
Great Muta.
Davey Boy Smith beat Haku.
Steiner Brothers 2-pack. Heart Foundation 2-pack. Dudley Boys 2-pack. With Stacy Keibler. There's the retro ring. ECW setup. Everything you see right there for sale too.
Yeah.
Then we got loose ultimates like just around like right there it is.
And where?
There's the giant ultimate.
I know.
And there's a ultimate Zodiac, and then it's possibly some in there, but I don't know.
That's scary.
It's worth mentioning.
I sold LA Knight ultimate yesterday.
Meltzer reports 50.
There's Ultimate Stone Cold. See, they're just around.
Well, yeah, well, I'd go to 9,000.
We just did Ultimate Blade Runners.
Either way,
they're out of here.
Either way, it's a shit.
Yeah, either way.
Either way, it's half a house.
Ultimate King Kong Bundy. See, they're around.
Kurt would get another shot to headline with the Ultimate Warrior, where he got way more out of the Ultimate Warrior, and maybe anybody.
Undertaker Elite Series 1.
Drew even less.
Elite
Meltzer
1.
reported that his series of matches with the Warrior were drawing so poorly that it was one of the reasons Vince decided
Shawn Michaels' rarest figure.
And that whole experiment wasn't working. Do you remember the decision to get the belt off of the Warrior, and was it solely based on ticket sales?
It was based on a lot of things. It was based on his attitude. It was based on ticket sales. It was based on merchandise. And as much as
we got 4 viewers, any VIP, no VIP people. Last call on the people in here.
What do they want? I don't want him anymore. I don't want him anymore. Enough Hulk.
It's 100 elites right there. Let me know who you're looking for. It might be in there. Looking for somebody specific. I know who's there. I know who's not there. Shout them out. Who you looking for? Hulk Baba.
And then going out there, and Warrior could really only have one type.
Goldust, Stardust.
Now, I do agree.
I had Stardust. I think he sold. Let me see if he's still in the store.
Kurt Hennig probably gave Warrior the best matches of his career.
Yeah. That's all right.
Yeah, Stardust sold. He sold with his father, Dusty Rhodes, Stardust, and a Goldust AEW. Somebody bought the whole bundle. That was a good pickup.
That might
that Dusty Rhodes was fresh out the box.
Yeah, it just seems weird to me that, he's not main eventing pay-per-views.
Who else you got, Ant? Who are you looking for, Ant? They go Cody in the suit. There goes Chase. Cody in the suit.
But for whatever reason,
Chase figure.
Whenever they try him on house shows and big events and television specials, it just
the original suit is brown. The Chase is pink, and he got a belt.
WrestleMania 6. When Warrior was the Intercontinental Champion and won the world title, he had to vacate the Intercontinental, so the WWF held the tournament. Mr. Perfect with Bobby Heenan by his side.
I think I got a Stardust head.
Tito Santana,
there you go right there.
Former Intercontinental Champion himself, on April 23rd,
Stardust head scan.
In Austin, Texas. That match would air on Superstars of Wrestling on May 19th, 1990. For this to happen after he's coming off a loss at WrestleMania 6.
Oh, you must be looking for that new Stardust.
Draw, so to speak, that they
I know what you're looking for.
Box office.
That new Stardust.
He had to have what I would call a champion in the office.
I had some of those figures. That Jake the Snake and damn, where is it?
Let's not just throw him to the wolves just yet. We can still do something. Maybe not at the world title level, but here.
Where is it?
Who had that sentiment in the office?
Everybody did.
There it is. You looking for that? You looking for that right there?
I mean, everybody loved Kurt. How could you not?
Yeah.
Great personality, great guy, and could do anything in the ring.
At this point, Tito Santana's on
Kurt Angle.
I would say this was probably the downside of Tito's career, but he was another one that.
Phone dying. Last call.
So Perfect was scheduled to lose the title to, once again, Brutus the fucking Barber Beefcake. Beefcake suffered severe injuries in a parasailing accident on July 4th, 1990.
Yeah.
Bruce, what do you remember about the accident that you can share with us? Because this is one of those wrestling legend things.
A female crashed into him
and they were
in the sky and smashed his face.
On the parasail, and then the girl was running along the beach, and she got up in the water, and Beefcake was there to try and, I guess, either hoist her up or whatever the hell he was doing, but she had already caught air, and her knees came right in his face and caved his face in. And they had they tell stories. The paramedic tells stories about having to stick his hand in Beefcake's mouth and hold his mouth open so that he could breathe, because his face had caved in and his orbital, everything, sinuses, all that, had all caved in. It was ugly. They had to rebuild his skull and his face.
That's a surprise he survived that.
It's very surprising, and they didn't know if he was going to survive right away.
He had the money.
Well,
he had the money. You got money, they'll treat you different.
Mr. Perfect, but you don't want
Here's
to
a
see
WWE star.
to anybody. So instead of losing it to Brutus the Barber Beefcake, he would lose it to the Texas Tornado on that same SummerSlam 1990 show. It wasn't a very good match, only around 5 minutes, and Kerry wasn't drawing.
WWE insurance, health insurance.
So Perfect got it back on November 19th, this time in Rochester, New York, when DiBiase hit Kerry with the belt, and that set up a Perfect Piper program. You know, we haven't talked about him a whole bunch here on the show, so let's drill in a little bit, Bruce. Why do you think Kerry was deemed a failure in the WWF?
Accounting, statistics.
Once you get a taste for something different,
I'll try ice skating.
different is all you'll live for. Try it.
I think Kerry was deemed a failure in the WWF.
He wasn't the same Kerry Von Erich that he was prior to his motorcycle accident where Kerry lost his foot. And the idea of bringing Kerry in the first place was to tell the story. And it was a great story that Kerry had suffered this motorcycle accident, had lost his foot,
and he overcame it.
And he overcame it. And Kerry was uncomfortable with it. I don't know this for a fact, but I would venture to guess that Fritz sure as hell didn't want Kerry to tell that story. So we brought Kerry in as Kerry Von Erich, you know, and he wasn't anymore. He wasn't the Kerry Von Erich that had captivated Texas and won the hearts of people all over the world and became NWA World Heavyweight Champion, beating Flair. It wasn't the same guy. And he still had the charisma. He was still Kerry, but I think that Vince had in his head to bring him in and tell this great story of overcoming hardship that would make him a megastar. And people just didn't buy into him.
How bad was his drug situation when he was with the WWF?
I don't really know.
Do you remember any sort of reprimands or meetings or conversations where, Kerry, you gotta get your shit together?
No, I really don't. At least during the time that I was there, Kerry was pretty damn clear-headed. And I had dealt with Kerry on the other side when Kerry wasn't always the most clear-headed. So during his run at WWF, it was during a time that he was on the straight and narrow. Now, I know he was dabbling. I know he was still participating. But he wasn't incoherent. I never saw him mess up going to the ring.
He kept it between the lines.
Yes, he did. Now, I never ever remotely saw Kerry in a bad way in WWF like I had seen him before he came in.
So let's talk about Kurt's next big program before he gets to the Bret Hart series that will culminate at SummerSlam. He would briefly work with the Big Boss Man. And those guys went on to become real-life best of friends. And the two worked together at WrestleMania 7 in Los Angeles, which is available for download in the archives. If you're a WrestleMania 7 fan, I'd like to hear more about this match in particular. Ultimately, the Heenan family would cost Kurt the match when they interfered. Why do you think, we've talked about the match before, why do you think Ray Traylor and Kurt Hennig hit it off so well?
Well, they both love country music. Spend my... And yeah, Ray Traylor's the kind of guy that was hard not to like.
Right.
He's just a big old country boy from Cobb County, Georgia. And Kurt was just a good old boy from Robbinsdale, Minnesota. And they shared the same likes, and they enjoyed traveling together, drinking beer, and hanging out. So when you get two guys that are really
Bull, what's up, Bull?
Behind the scenes, and you put them in the ring together, and they both got their working shoes on,
Who are you looking for?
then you're normally going to have some great matches.
So a month after he finishes Boss Man's,
What's for sale? Box. What's for sale in box? Got those Mr. Fuji's, Demolition. That's their manager.
And Jim Ross said on the
A little bit of boxes. I got more loose than box.
that around this time it was common that the world champion
CM Punk, Rey Mysterio,
because he was the top
Andrade.
seller, but that the
I don't know what's behind them.
was generally regarded as being
I know I got that whole set right there, the curtain call. Diesel, Shawn, Triple H, and Razor.
Your mind that signifies when the IC champion became.
Got the Street Fighter set, Batista, Cena, Bianca. Some Ultimates, DDP, Hogan, Seth. Got Final Boss Rock in there somewhere. CM Punk, Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, Dominic, Muta, DDPs, Steiner Brothers, Hart Foundation, Dudley Boys, Stacy Keibler, Retro Ring, the little Hasbro's ring.
They were sold out, hanging from the rafters, if I remember.
Whatever else you see in box on the back wall. Dudley Boys. Dudley Boys in box. Yeah, you want to see them? The Ultimates. Or I got them loose, Elite. So you get the OGs in red Army, or you could get the Ultimate box. Ultimate box. Let's take a look. You know what they look like, or you got to get in? So you want to see inside?
The WWE has said
Stacy Keibler, that was their manager.
Guys to ever hold the Intercontinental belt, and I didn't know this as a bit of trivia. He's the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of the 1990s. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
He held it a long time. Bruce, I want to touch on Coach.
You need to see inside, or you already know.
My idea. A lot of younger fans may not realize who played Coach and what his history was. Can you kind of catch everybody up?
Coach was John Toller.
Blue Gear. I'm not sure. Because there's a blue one. They got a 2-pack. I think they got a purple one. Let's see. This is not sealed, so you could go in and out of it.
Everywhere that he went. Tremendous worker. Old-timer, tough guy. And
these are fresh from Mattel. Boom, they got the tag titles too. Sheesh.
Time to bring in not a manager, not a valet, but a coach.
Elite Dudleys, I could do 60.
And the coach was brought in to make
this pair right here.
To make him more perfect and to bring the perfect back.
I'm at about 120. I'll take 110 for him.
I left before that could actually be realized, but I'm the one that pitched that originally.
Tired of sifting through.
Give me 120. I'll throw in Stacy Keibler.
Introducing Indeed Career Scout. Find a job that's right for you.
Oh yeah, if you can find them cheaper, go get them cheaper then. They're only gonna go up and up. OG Elite Dudley 60, 30 and 30.
When he won the tournament, beating Tito, he carried 126 days before losing it to the Texas.
Yeah, from the factory, they're like 80 from the factory, 80 or 90.
He would carry 280 days after that. So quite the run. And back in these days, title changes were usually planned months in advance. Is that fair to say, Bruce?
Well, for the most part, yeah.
So it's a little different than now, where sometimes guys, find out the afternoon of the show a lot of times that they're going to be a title change that night.
So does the creative team sometimes.
There you go. So about 9 weeks before he's scheduled to lose the belt, meaning everybody's kind of in the loop on this, that he's going to drop the Intercontinental title to Brett at SummerSlam 91. About 9 weeks out from that, Kurt hurts his back in late June 91. And Bruce, he blamed the injury on taking a whip into the turnbuckles that weren't properly aligned. And he says that's what caused his back to go out. He already had bad knees, but now he suffered a broken tailbone along with a bulging disc in his lower back. And he was set to be out for an indefinite period of time. So, Bruce, I've never wrestled, obviously. So tell me how likely this turnbuckles not being a lying story could be.
Well, I don't really know. It could happen. Yeah, it could definitely happen because that's where you're going to take the most of the bump is on that middle turnbuckle. That's where your tailbone's going to hit. That's where your back is. Most guys are going to hit on those top two turnbuckles. So it being kind of out of whack could definitely throw you off.
Do you remember hearing word of this injury at the time? I know you weren't with the company, but do you remember hearing about it? Or was this something you called and checked on somebody? Or?
Yeah, I do remember hearing about it. I just heard that Kurt had a back injury and was looking to take some time off, which is why they were getting to the SummerSlam match.
Do you know if there was, and again, I know you weren't there, but do you know if there was a plan B at the time, or did everyone just assume he'd be able to work through it?
No, I never heard that there was any fear whatsoever that he wouldn't be able to make it to SummerSlam. The only thing that I heard, and this is, of course, secondhand, was that Kurt had hurt his back, and he was going to take some time off after SummerSlam and drop the title to Brett.
Let's run through this. Meltzer wrote, McMahon, who a few years earlier had literally had Dynamite Kid go to the ring in a wheelchair so the tag titles would be dropped in the ring, insisted to Hennig that he come back for the pay-per-view match because in those days he had the attitude that titles had to at all costs change hands inside the ring. McMahon told Hennig that he could do a 1 or 2 minute match if he had to. He just wanted Hart to get the win inside the ring as opposed to Hennig forfeiting the title, end quote. Bruce, do you remember this Bulldog match?
Yeah, they're going $100. What is he talking about?
Bulldog didn't go to the ring in a wheelchair. He went to the ring on Davey Boy's back.
Yeah, Dudley Boy's Ultimates, $100.
The situation.
I said 110. He said sheesh, like I said 150 or something.
But I do know, Ben
PG
says
back
in the past, guys hurt.
And I tossed in Stacy Keibler for free.
Whatever we've got to do.
Yeah, his ass blocked price bashing. I said, let me go check and see if my price was too high. They're going $100, Dudley Boys, Ultimate, 2-pack.
I can see Kurt saying, "No, I can get through it. Let me do it." So I don't know specifically what happened. I have no idea what. Wasn't there when Kurt got hurt. Wasn't there when they asked him to go in the ring and have the match. I do know that the match.
They asked for him, made me go get him, take him out and shit. Just the price bash. You can't come back, sir.
No, not the guy couldn't go. No.
What's up, PG?
In particular with the Bulldog.
Happen to have Trick. I don't got Trick. I got Carmelo Hayes though. I don't know if he's part of their little crew.
And also
Bloodline Sammy. No Bloodline Sammy.
No, let me just carry me to the ring. The guys have pride, and they.
I haven't had a Sami Zayn in a while.
They don't want to have to go out and say I'm hurt. They don't want to say.
I got a nice Roman right there, screaming head Roman.
They don't want to miss a payday. They never want to admit they're hurt. And
I think I got We the One shirt.
We've had to do a lot of things where.
OTC shirt. I got a couple of their shirts.
Have a 30-second match.
Right.
Got the Wild Samoans.
Get it off of them.
Got the High Chief. Got Final Boss Rock Ultimate.
But you don't want to put anybody in a situation where they can get hurt worse.
Kurt was
Jacob Fatu sold
between the injury and SummerSlam, but only worked the TV tapings at the end of July. He won one match by countout because he couldn't rotate his body for a perfect flex, and he won another match in 30 seconds. So fast forward now, August 26, 1991, and SummerSlam is generally regarded as Perfect's best.
You know who I'm looking for, PG? Fucking Haku, man. I want to make a Haku or a Ming. Same person, different character. I want to do his figure so bad, but they want like 150 and 180 for the Jax figure. That's the only way really to get the head scan unless you buy a 3D printed one. Yo, I'm about to get the 3D printer and try to figure it out, yo. Do some shit nobody doing. And then if I could print heads, it's over.
So
All I'm gonna
this
be
is
selling is
Kurt's
customs.
last
All this
match,
shit'll be
man. He
out.
was going out with a
The
bang.
only customs.
They went over 18 minutes before he submitted to Bret Hart's sharpshooter, which got over both Bret and the move in a big way. And a lot of folks thought it was the best WWF match since Steamboat Savage at WrestleMania 3 back in '87. Bret would say that he had their best match in Anchorage, but he thought that Kurt would say that their match in Sacramento was the best. Bret once said he was among the best pure workers ever. He won't be remembered as the biggest draw or the most exciting personality, but maybe he was the best when it comes to being a guy you could wrestle where everything looked snug. He would take great bumps to make you look good, but he was as light as a feather. He said that when Heenan would stomp on it,
Israel. 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 I can hear you, bro. You trying to ignore me? I got you. When I called you, you started acting stupid and scrambling and shit. Come on, please. Thank you. You're back 2 on the weekend. That's why you can't wake up in the morning. Now your little fake sleep face, that just you lost it for the week now. We had a good stream. Shout out to PG13, returning customer. Appreciate you. Guess we're gonna get on out of here. No viewers. Have a good night, y'all.